Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexiot's here. It's Saturday morning, so we're doing a Saturday Share the Love Club. And today we're doing the Saturday Share the Love Club for a super fan, Nab Bhatia, who's somebody who's probably needed a Share the Love Club for a while. This is the second summer of us doing this. Listen, Scotty and Gary said this at the end of last season that, we need to share more love in this world. And there's so much hate, there's so much dissing, and so much of that. And then the other thing is, people don't get their flowers while they're still alive. People don't get that acclaim. People don't get the good things. We see such great celebrities die recently, and we feel like some ways, why don't we give them a shine while they're alive? So in some ways, the Saturday Share the Love Club is the antidote. And make sure that people get their love and their flowers while they're still with us. So we're going to do Nabatia today. I'm not saying that I'm worried about Nabatia or anything. I'm just saying I want to make sure I share the love with everybody that's important in Raptors world. That's just what I'm saying. But I'm so glad that Nav, this is the thing. The reason why I wanted to do Nav this week is because he shows such an ultimate fan kind of fandom to get on a plane and fly to the Philippines and be there for Canada in these later rounds of FIBA World Cup. He's so supportive. You see him interacting with different players from our past, like Jonas Valanciunas. And, it warms your heart. He is a true ambassador and representative of the Toronto Raptors, and he does it with elegance, grace, humility, all the proper words that an ambassador, a good ambassador, is described with. And honestly, he couldn't be a better representative for Toronto, the Raptors, and even the country of Canada. Besides his background from before, also. So, in some ways, Nav, like, he's a diplomat. He's a politician. He goes to places and he makes things happen. Don't get me wrong. First and foremost, Nav Bhatia, after a super fan, is a businessman. And he's always wheeling and dealing. He's got different people he talks to. And he wouldn't be the man he is today without the kind of work drive and eye for success that he has had. And he's a huge success story. In fact, I've said many times that Bhatia is the epitome of the Canadian dream. That, people have sold this idea of the American dream for centuries almost. And, in some ways, the American dream has nothing on the Canadian dream when you have such a sterling, sharp, beautiful example of somebody coming to this country here in Canada and becoming amazingly, incredibly successful. And so that's another thing that I love about Nav, because he's the proof that the Canadian dream is still alive. In America, there's the haves and have-nots. If you're not born with a silver spoon, you're not going to get a chance to get up in that upper echelon. They sell you that, and they tell you that, oh, you got to have a chance. That's why you want to keep the rules the way you want, so that you can get the chance to screw people over like we do. Well, that's the secret. In some ways, there's no upward mobility in society in the United States. But here in Canada, you bust your butt. You come here from countries all around the world, South America, Asia, Africa, Europe, you will get a chance. And if you are a shining star and somebody who does go above and beyond and really puts in that time, well, you may get a chance to ascend to a society level like Nat Bhatia, where you can afford to fly to Manila and support Team Canada in the middle of the summer of 2022 at FIBA World Cup. No, I just love the guy, honestly. In some ways, he bugs me because he's like that Vince Carter friendship kind of thing with everybody in the league. It's like he's a citizen of the NBA. He really is truly a super fan. And him being in the Naismith Hall of Fame as the first ever fan inducted in the Naismith Hall of Fame, that is a huge honor. And it is huge kind of accolade for the Raptors family that our super fan is in the Hall of Fame. Nobody else is. It's not Jack Nicholson. It's not Spike Lee. It's Nab Bhatia. He is in the Naismith Hall of Fame as the biggest super fan. He has his own biopic. I always get in arguments with people. People call biopics. That sounds like you have something that you need to have looked at by a skin doctor, a biopic. No, let's call it a biopic, because that's what the word is, bio. Like it's a biography. So a biopic is coming out about him with Cal Penn starring as Nab Bhatia. That's big time, baby. You got a Hollywood star from Harold and Kumar goes to White Castle playing you. That's amazing. That is huge. So the things about Nabatia are absolutely astounding, amazing, and successful. And he embodies the success of the Toronto Raptors in a lot of ways also. So kudos to you, Nav. We love you. We're so happy to hear of the happy nuptials of your daughter recently. We're so happy just to hear continued success and good things for you and your Hyundai dealership. And of course, your support of the Toronto Raptors and hopefully continued success. But as I said, Nav is a friend to the league, and in some ways, he's too chummy for my liking. In some ways, we're a little bit more of draw the lines and stay on this side with the Raptors, but he crosses those lines. He'll go to Milwaukee and he'll do an Indian Heritage Night for them and host it in Milwaukee. That's honest. That's amazing. In some ways, our super fan going and hosting a theme night in one of our rivals' arena, Milwaukee Bucks, is a big deal, honestly. We see him at the All-Star event this year, and he's cheering for the whole league. In fact, he's cheering Jason Tatum as he wins the MVP of the All-Star game. And I'm just cringing. I'm like, Nev. Oh, see, there's a little bit of differences here. He'll be a bit like Vince Carter in some ways. He's a friend to the league beyond the Raptors family. But, and then the whole way we talked to him during the Nick Nurse firing was very interesting. He directly interacted with me at that point because I was very, very critical of Nick not reaching out or writing something to the fans or the city of Toronto on his exit for like 2 months. I thought it was very cheap, and it spoke worse of him than anybody. And Nav defended him. He said, well, listen, this is just business. It's not like it's personal. It feels sad that what happened with him. And we're kind of, he's going through things, and give him some time. He'll come back around and he'll give the message to the Raptors fan base in the city of Toronto at some point. He was the one who was saying that. It's weird. I get why Nick Nurse said, oh, you're a fascinating country with fascinating people. He may not have liked how we behaved after things went south this past year. And he may be like, wow, these people aren't who I thought they were. No, we know who we are, Nick. We really care about the Raptors. We really, really care about the Raptors. And, I don't want to be gaslit or made to feel crazy just because I have a strong passion for my team. They've done that to me since this team started. You're a Raptors fan? Why? Why? They're garbage. They're never going to be anything. They told me that in 1998. They told me that in 2005. And I didn't listen to them. I stayed with them. And that's a part of the reason why. And when we got to 2019, oh, yeah, it felt real good to be like, yeah, I always believed in my team. And I wanted this to happen. I want it to happen more, too, just like Masai. But yeah, today we're sharing the love for Nabatia. I want y'all to talk about why you care about Nabatia in the comments. We'll bring it up and just share the love for Nav, man. Seriously, he is really, really special to have for your team. Not every team's got a super fan like him that's that dedicated and that interesting and that such an ambassador. Seriously, it's like if the Raptors were a country, he is like a political ambassador that goes around. Drake, yeah, he can be a global ambassador, labeled that, but we see what Drake's doing right now. He's in Phoenix, and he's telling people that he wants to move to Phoenix for a couple months to watch his friends play for the Suns. I get it, Drake. You're a turncoat. You've turncoat for LeBron so many times. You turncoat for Steph and the Warriors. You turncoat now for the Suns because Kevin Durant has showed up there. And I know you're best friends with Kevin. And now you got to root for him and Booker. I don't know, Drake. I know you're an astute basketball fan, and you do know your stuff. You made a very smart bet on the Warriors a couple years ago. Made a lot of money. Well, don't be betting any money on Phoenix. Let me just warn you, Aubrey. That's not a team you want to get behind. They may look real good with the firepower of the Suns, but just know there's a hollow, shallow wicker man on the other end of the court as far as defense. So, yeah, you go ahead, Drake. Put some money on your Suns this year and see how you lose money. I'm going to tell you that right now. Suns ain't winning shit this year. No, they're not. They may win some games and overpower people offensively in games, but when it matters and the defense starts to become a problem or become a thing that matters near the end of the season, yeah, you're going to see the real Suns by that point. You're going to see the real Suns by then. All right, let me see what y'all are saying here. Let's see. Dana's saying, yay, I got my 1 month badge. Oh, yeah. So the memberships have come around for 1 month, I guess. And she's got a new badge that shows that she is 1 month. That's awesome. Good morning, everyone, from Dana. And she's got the new Dennis Schroeder emote that has been added to this channel. Once again, these are surprises for me, y'all. Tom Duke is making these emotes while I sleep or while I'm away, and I don't make these emotes. He made a little Dennis on a German flag emote, and I think it's amazing. I love this, Tom. Thank you so much, Tom Duke. So much for your work. Trevor J's here. Good morning, Raptors family. Good morning to Commissioner Trevor J, Commissioner of Raptor Freak Fantasy Sports. That's right. What's Trevor J saying here today? Indiana Star players said yesterday, Team Canada's coming for them. They are already scared. He's talking about Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah, apparently he said something on Twitter or somewhere saying that he's worried about Canada and that playing them tomorrow in the bronze medal game. That's right. USA lost yesterday. Canada lost yesterday. European FIBA basketball beat NBA style. And that's what I'm saying. It's not just the FIBA officials that is the reason for this. It's the old head coaches. It's the team first mentality. It's the schemes that are brilliant, that have ball movement, that can beat any superbly talented individual. You will beat. This is what I've been trying to say this whole time. And its proof was in the pudding yesterday with the defeats of Canada and US. That's what I'm saying. And people are saying this today on Twitter. They're saying, wow, I wonder why NBA coaches don't try and employ more team play in the NBA, because it seems like that would be really successful to win. It's like, can we marry FIBA kind of team interaction, Darko Rajakovic, with the NBA talent and really maximize the potential of the Toronto Raptors this year? Coach Darko of Serbia, can you throw a FIBA style offense with the Raptors and Scotty Barnes and Dennis Schroeder, who knows how to do it because he's doing it right now? Can we do this year? Can we be the hybrid? Can we be the unselfish, crazy team that does it all the right way and cuts out this isolation bullshit that Fred and Pascal did last year? Yeah, that's what I want. The wave of the future, baby. Let's start changing the league again. Nick Nurse changed it with what his philosophies. Well, Darko come in and make some hybrid FIBA philosophies. How about that? That sounds like a beautiful, beautiful thing if we can get it to come to fruition this year with the coach's plans under our new coach Darko of Serbia. That's right. Serbia winning this year. People taking note. Jokic, that tennis player, Varvac or whatever. I don't know how to say his name. I don't watch tennis. You know, there's a lot of good celebrations for the country of Serbia in sports. This weekend, apparently, there's a lot of different sports. So they're going for gold against Germany and Dennis Schroeder. So, yeah, we really are rooting for our guy who's undefeated, the only team still undefeated at FIBA World Cup 2023, the Germans. Yeah, wow, amazing stuff from them yesterday. Yeah, so Halliburton scared? Well, let him be scared then. That's right. Yeah. Dana's saying, wow, I can't type this morning. They know we are on a mission. That's right. Yeah, we're on a mission. They're worried. US knows Canada may be the toughest team they have to play at this thing. And they've already lost twice. They lost twice. And they're still like, man, Canada's going to be nasty. We know about SGA. We play him all the time. We know about SGA. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Trevor J saying, as I look around me today, when I see the loyalty between family and friends, it's a beautiful thing. There you go. Trevor J loves the Raptor Freak family. Such a good, supportive commissioner. In fact, he sent me a message yesterday. He's ready to send me the trophy for his special project. You know, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag a little bit here, Commissioner J, if you don't care. You know what our special project is? We're going to do a special competition for the in-season tournament this year. Trevor J says he wants to give prizes to people, so he wants more contests. So this year for the in-season tournament, all 30 teams are going to be assigned to more prominent Raptor Freak family members who are here, either members or regulars that are here. You're not going to get to choose. I've chosen y'all's teams already. I've got a spreadsheet with all the prominent people from this chat, and you already have teams. You don't get to choose. I picked people for teams. So each one of y'all is going to get a team in the in-season tournament, and it is just dumb luck. Whoever wins will get a trophy for having that team. And I will reveal the teams that are linked to y'all in the future. But yeah, something to look forward to. A perk for being a member of the Raptor Freak channel is this fun contest that Trevor J devised called the In-Season Challenge. And yeah, we're gonna have. We're still ironing out the finer details of it, but yeah, we're gonna have an in-season tournament challenge where each one of us, there's gonna be 30 of us that have a team. Now, the Raptors are gonna be nobody's team. I'm gonna say that right now. Nobody's getting the Raptors. The Raptors will be everybody else because obviously we can't have everybody have a team because there's only 30 teams. So 29 people will get teams, and then the Raptors will be for everybody. And I don't have a team. Trevor J doesn't have a team. It's for y'all. This competition is for y'all. He's hosting it and giving the prize, and I'm running it for him. And that's how we're doing it. So yeah, be excited about the in-season challenge that Trevor J has devised, and we will be conducting during the in-season tournament. And of course, everybody wins when the Raptors win. So everybody that doesn't have a team will be with the Raptors, just like me and Trevor J, because we don't have teams either. So get ready for that kind of fun coming up. So whoever wins that in-season tournament is going to win the Trevor J another prize from him that he's going to ship to me soon. Apparently, that's what I'm saying. Trevor J saying he sees the beauty and the loyalty and the fun of the Raptor Freak family, and he's embracing it by being so giving. Thank you, Trevor. You really are amazing, Commissioner J. You really are. Canadian Cowboys here. Good morning, Lex. Bam, and Raptor Freaks. And look at what Tom has done. He's such on the fly guy. He's made a Nav Batia emote in time for our Saturday Share Love Club. He's got Nav in the emotes now all of a sudden. Look at the super fan lineup here. We got me, we got Mo, we got Nav, and we got Dennis Schroeder. I love it. Dennis is a super fan. You go watch on this Raptors official account and other people's accounts like Scotty and Pascal and OG and Christian Coloco. Dennis is liking everybody's stuff. It's like crazy. And I know it's actually him. He's very engaged in his social media. Sure, he could get Mikey to do it. He could get Joel to do it. But I'm pretty sure he's doing it because he probably enjoys seeing what's going on and getting to know the people on his team, his new team. A lot of people are saying right now, man, I keep forgetting that Dennis is on the Raptors now. And they're like, ugh. And in some ways, this may actually help our preseason rankings, how successful Dennis Schroeder has been at FIBA World Cup. People are kind of forgetting, yeah, Nick and Fred left, but look who we got coming in. And look what he's doing right now, specifically against the Team USA yesterday. So yeah, feel good, Raptors fans, because there's other people in other nations. They're like, why isn't Dennis still on our team? Yeah. We love that kind of stuff in Raptors Nation. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Isaac's got Raptor Dennis Schroeder on blast in his comments. And also Tom Duke is sharing the Canadian love for the great Canadian success story, Nav Bhatia. We love you, Nav, so much. Be safe in Manila, Philippines, and enjoy this bronze medal game tomorrow. Root Canada to victory against USA. This is like this classic battle. It always seems like USA and Canada, but it's bronze. It's weird. It'll be like hockey or something. And it's the bronze medal game, Canada versus US. It's usually in hockey or soccer. Well, now it's in basketball. And this really is a great high water mark for Canada basketball to be on a level, peer looking eye level with USA in basketball. That really shows how far we've jumped up and came in the last 20 years. That we've never ever been on a level that can compete anywhere near Team USA until now. So this really is a symbol of us arriving on the FIBA international basketball stage. That in some ways we were looking up to USA for so long, but not anymore. We're on level playing ground with them. And we can come at them with the same kind of evenness against them. It's going to be fun tomorrow. It's going to be very fun. 4:30 a.m. I will be on streaming again. We will be up for this bronze medal game tomorrow, Sunday morning, very early. So if you want to watch along with me, I will be there. Yeah, to wrap up the FIBA World Cup 2023. Yeah, there you go. Tom Duke saying good morning to the Raptor Freak family. So grateful to you, Tom. We did a Share Love Club for you, Tom, last week. I feel like I want to share more love for you just for putting Nav and Dennis in the chat, man. That's awesome. I love that so much. Yeah, look at Nav. Nav looks so good, man. Look at Nav with Monique. I love it. Good morning, everyone. One super fan next to another super fan right there. Probably, honestly, I've always thought about, this is for years. I've known Monique for a long, long time. And I've always considered Monique at the same level as superfan as like Nat Bhatia. Nat Bhatia may be shown on TV and stuff like that and more famous, but Monique is just as famous in Raptor circles in a lot of ways. And in some ways, I mean, there's not like there's a rankings of fandom or anything, but the most prominent super fans in Raptors Nation are Nat Bhatia and Monique Lawrence. There is no denying that. There is no denying that. So they're birds of a feather for sure. And count me in that flock too. And along with the rest of y'all, we are all together with this. Yeah. Cowboys saying the thriller in Manila. I love it, Bradley. Bringing up an old boxing term like that. And I'm going to give you a dunk for that, Bradley. I like that. I like you saying it's the thriller in Manila. And in some ways, you're exactly right. Dennis Schroeder's wife and him posting more stuff on YouTube. Ellen posting something about being in Philippines for the second round and their victories recently. A couple of things in that clip are very interesting. One, there's nobody at the games. I'm really shocked how few people were attending the FIBA World Cup games in the Philippines. It's very, very bad. Like in some ways, Japan had really good attendance. They had really good support. Jakarta, same thing. It seemed like there was pretty good support for the games in Indonesia. But these games in Philippines, now that Philippines is out, it seems like they're dead. They're like the huge open empty arena. And you see it in Ellen's latest piece that she dropped yesterday, how empty it was in those arenas. I don't think they had very good luck with getting many foreign people from other countries to come and support the countries like the Olympics. That's a big part of it is the touristry of bringing the nations together and people from all around the world coming for the prestige of the Olympics in Paris, France next year. Well, the prestige of the FIBA World Cup is not the same, even though the tournament may be just as awesome or even better for basketball. And I'm really shocked at the poor attendance of the later rounds of the FIBA World Cup in Philippines. In some ways, it's local organizers drop the ball. Or maybe, I don't know, get people in there. Even if you sell the tickets for very cheap, you want to get everybody in there so it looks very festive and active. And they drop the ball on that with some of these games. Sure, the U.S. team's going to get very heavily attended. The Canada team also. But some of these other games, it was disgusting how little people were actually at the FIBA games in the arena. And I don't like that. The other thing that's interesting, what the fans aren't in the arena, they're in the mall. Because Dennis Schroeder got mobbed in the mall in the last couple of days, and Ellen has it on her YouTube filming it. And as she described, listen, this is the crazy thing. She said that Dennis has never been mobbed in that kind of way in his entire professional athlete career. Basically, they're trying to shop in the mall with the kids and the strollers, his brother's there with his son, and it's just a family affair. And they're trying to buy things like AirPods because they're broke. And, they're taking the kids to the carousel to try and go around in the mall that's connected to the hotel they're staying in Manila. Well, the Philippine fans and just people in the mall just keep shadowing him and crowding him and coming up on him. And Ellen described this as like there's been an escalation is what she called it, an escalation of fan interaction with Dennis in public. Now, we know Dennis has the kind of demeanor that's like, I want to take pictures with the fans and I'll take time to take pictures with the fans. But these people were slowing him down so bad that he kind of had to be a dick about it. And some part of the things he doesn't like, just for us to know, just in case you do interact with Dennis anywhere close to him, is don't put a camera in his face. He really hates that. Like if you come up and you put the camera right in his face, he's going to be not pleased. And also he'd rather like take the time and do it properly. But if he's busy, he doesn't want to be bothered. And he also does not want you to touch him. So if you try and touch him while he's walking, not just Herbert, the coach of Germany, he doesn't want you touching him either in public. So just a couple of helpful tips about our Raptor Dennis Schroeder from his wife about how he likes to be approached in public. And he is very friendly and he will take a picture with you. Don't worry about it approaching him. Just do it the right way and do it classy. But yeah, he got mobbed at that mall. And Ellen said this is the most he's ever had this happen, even more so than anything that happened in the U.S. in his whole career in the NBA. That in some ways he's elevating his game and he's getting more notoriety from the success of Germany in this tournament, that he's more of a global star. Yeah, he's recognizable. He played next to LeBron. And everybody's watching LeBron around the world. Of course, they know who he is. Now he's doing things for himself with Team Germany. Of course, yeah, they mobbed him in that mall, and I don't fault them. They're just ordinary people that see an NBA star they probably don't ever see in that environment, and they just want to go see him. They were peaceful and nice. It's just it was very overwhelming. And as Alan said, some people were trying to get between him and the stroller of his kids. And that's never good. No, 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 no. No, you don't get in between a man and his children, is just what I'll say there. So very interesting stuff from Ellen Schroeder's latest YouTube, or it's Dennis's. I'm not sure whose channel it was on. It was on one of the two. I think it was Ellen's because she's narrating on it. But very, very interesting stuff there. There you go. Yeah, Fiercey's here. Good to see Fiercey Salsera. Good morning, fam, and happy Saturday. Congrats to Superfan. Although was too nice during the play-in debacle and Nick Nurse's departure, he truly is forgiving and seems to have a big heart. Yeah, we blamed him a little bit for DR DeRozan, seeing as she was on his tickets sitting courtside for the play-in game loss. I mean, I'll forget this. In some ways, maybe Nab did learn a little bit of a lesson that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. That saying is very true in a lot of ways. It's not that you shouldn't do nice things for people. It's just realize there may be a fallout the other way that's against you, that's not good, that you may not see. So be ready for that. It's good to be a humanitarian and help people out. And sometimes you will have to pay a price for it, unfortunately. And yeah, that's kind of what happened here. Now, if Nab's the ultimate competitor, I don't think he'll ever bring a situation like that ever to happen again. He had no idea it was going to happen, I'm sure. And then when it was happening, he was probably freaking out. I would have been like paid to have front row seat to sit inside Nab Bhatia's brain during the Chicago-Toronto play-in game earlier this year. Yeah, it would have been very interesting to hear the conversation going on in his head. It would have been, seriously. But you're right, Fiercey. In some ways, we're more hardline Raptor fans than he is. We're more diehard, maybe a little more tribalistic. But you know what? It is what it is. There's other teams that have fans like this, and we're just the component for the Raptors in that set. Don't get it twisted. We don't have to all be just friendly, nice Torontonians and Canadians and bend over backwards to be, oh, we're so polite and nice. No, we need a little bit of an edgy group in our fan nation that it stands up for it, just like a Boston Celtics group would be like that, or a Lakers group, or a Bulls. Any of these teams in the league have diehard fans that really, really are all for one for all, just for that team, and everybody else the enemy. It's all good natured, and it all brings people together in the end. I had an old roommate that complained to me that professional sports encourage versus and tribalism. Sure, it does, but in some ways, it's a healthy exert of that kind of energy instead of us going and getting guns and going to war. That's why they created the Olympics in the first place. Look at all the goodwill and love being shared by nations at the FIBA World Cup 2023 right now. We've seen Austin Reeves and Dennis Schroeder very close from their Laker year last year, and how they feel about each other. This brings teams together. You see the great stuff for the Iranian player who retired, and so much honor that he was given by the opposing team. That's what I'm saying. Sports is good for this, but in some ways you still got to root for your team and be loyal with your team also. There's honor in that. So it's a little complicated. It's always best to work things out with sports than violence. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, there you go. G saying the way he deals with ignorant people is admirable. He invited that one American fan here for dinner. Yeah, he's really a master of turning the other cheek. And he can teach people how to be humble and have humility, even when you're being attacked and insulted. In some ways, he has power from being that way. And it's really brilliant, honestly. If you can find yourself in situations that are ugly or discriminatory, and you can turn the other cheek just like Nab does, you have the advantage and you have the power in this situation. Sometimes you put that other person off balance because they don't expect you to come at them with love and positivity. They expect you to come at them with the venom that they just showed you. So in some ways, Nab is very powerful and a magician for what you just described, G. And in some ways, that is one of the secrets of his success, was being able to be like this in these situations. So yeah, great point, G. And I agree. He's a role model for this, honestly. Fiercely saying, Nav, also congrats to Dennis, for putting out the U.S. team. All right, you know what? Let me go look at some box scores real quick from yesterday. We'll start with the U.S. one real quick. Because there's interesting stuff in their box score, and I do want to kind of talk about the Final Four and what happened yesterday in the semifinals, because it was pretty interesting. You know, the whole thing that happened with USA and Germany yesterday was basically this game was cruising along with both teams very evenly matched, and then it was just really experience and timing to execute at the end of the game. In some ways, the detriment of the US is being thrown together so recently, and that Germany has played together for years. And as Dennis put it, he said this is the best team he's ever played on in the NBA or FIBA ever. The German national team as it is right now. And you know what? I have a hard time disagreeing with him. Wasn't he on a Lakers championship team, though, also? I don't know. Maybe not. But I'm just saying, he's dissing the Lakers, the Celtics, the Hawks, the Thunder, every single team before, saying that this team he's on right now is the best basketball team he's ever played on. You go, Dennis. Now, we'll change that real quick in about a month from now. Hopefully, you'll start saying that the best team you've ever played on is the Toronto Raptors with that collection of talent that you're going to be next to starting in the NBA season. But I love that he said that, and I believe it's true. Now, the part of the success of Germany is the maturation of Franz. Franz was like the up and coming young hotshot offensive weapon for them. And now that he's had a couple of years in the NBA, he very much is much more mature and calm and cool, collected, and very, very good at like using his skills. So he's a big part of the reason of the prominence of Germany all of a sudden, because he's the young, very super talented offensive weapon that they've got now that's really maturing. And then you add in Dennis has gotten to a new level. I was talking about this in another Raptors group on Facebook, that I feel like this year Dennis has got a new level of confidence and maturity that he may not have had ever in his NBA career. That this is transforming him. This FIBA World Cup experience right now, that he may be on another whole level of really wisdom and like veteran leadership and poise and just being really smart, good teammate. So I'm excited for this. I really do feel like Dennis has leveled up in this summer with Germany, and that we're going to get the spoils of it. That we just happen to be the team, and the timing of things is going to get Dennis Schroeder at his very best in his NBA career. And I'm all about that. I mean, if you're a Raptors fan, you love the sound of what I just said. You better. I mean, look at what he's doing right now. It's going to be brilliant, hopefully. Oh, my gosh. So basically what happened is that, all right, first of all, Brandon Ingram called in sick. He didn't even show up. He got pissed off, and he's done. I'll bet you he won't even show up tomorrow. I'll bet you he will not show up tomorrow. So he's probably not going to be on their Olympic team next year. I don't see them trying to ask him to come back because of the way he acts so piss poor. You know, they're saying a lot of things about Jaren Jackson for the game yesterday, that he got destroyed by Daniel Tice. It's like, this man's the NBA Defensive Player of the Year. He's getting destroyed by Daniel Tice, German Birdman. What the hell is that? Everybody's questioning, and they're saying that maybe his Defensive Player of the Year was fraudulent. I won't disagree with that. I said that when he got it. I was like, why the hell are they giving the Defensive Player of the Year to Triple J in Memphis? It did not make any sense to me. We know who I thought should have got it. Yeah, Mr. OG. Yeah, of course he should have got it over him. So, yeah, Jaren Jackson Jr. looks like a stupid Defensive Player of the Year after the game yesterday and the way he played for USA. Yeah, people are going to say, oh, he's a good defensive player in the NBA, not in FIBA. Well, that's stupid. He should be an even better defensive player in FIBA. They allow physicality. If he's not a better defensive player in FIBA, then he kind of sucks, is what I'm going to say right now. I'll diss Jaren Jackson. I don't give a shit. The other guys, I mean, nobody, Jalen Brunson, they all shot really well. Like I said, USA played very well. It was very much a timing thing at the end of the game, experience, and getting the pace right at the end, and Dennis hitting the right people with assists, and him hitting the right shots when he took the shots, and they just beat them at the end. They did smart things, like they got that 4-point lead to make sure it was so close that they couldn't do anything to beat us. Like it wasn't close enough. A 4-point lead is a good margin in the last 30 seconds of the game. It really, really is. So they managed the game way, way better than the U.S. did. And that's really partly just overall team experience beating overall team experience in that setting. Not talent, because that USA team's more talented. But that doesn't matter. There's so many different things you need to do to win basketball games. Talent will only get you so far. and execution and knowing what to do with your team when it's crunch time, that may beat talent. And that was what was proven yesterday when the U.S. lost to Germany. And it's right at the end. Magic Johnson tweeting he's disappointed in the U.S. team for not executing and making it happen, alluding to the fact that if it was a team with him on it, they probably would have taken care of business in a professional, clutch kind of way to make sure that they won. See, there's another difference there between a superstar golden boy from the NBA and really being a real superstar like Magic was back in the day. These guys had pride about closing games out and winning them for sure. And sure, I know those guys on Team USA had that pride yesterday, but it didn't show up. It didn't happen. Kind of can say the same thing for Canada in this situation also, specifically our two main guys, SGA and RJ. Those guys needed to show up at the end of the game to help us beat Serbia. All right, I'm going to switch to their game now, our game now, Canada and Serbia, because I told y'all I'd do a box score update or a box score cadaver. What do I call it? Autopsy, box score autopsy for the game yesterday, real quick. And all right, I'll start with the victors because honestly, we got to give them shine. They were absolutely incredibly together and with it. Their coach, really good game plan for how to deal with SGA and how to deal with the rest of Canada. They executed it very, very well. The one word I would describe Serbia as is aggressive. I said that a lot yesterday. Aggressive on both ends of the court. Slovenia, very lackadaisical. Meanwhile, Serbia, the opposite. Very much meeting you and closing the gap on defense. And then also, when they're on offense, they really, really get it, punch it in down low to that big guy, number 33, Serbian Marc Gasol, or it's Bogey penetrating the lane and driving. The other thing is, I want to give a lot of credit to Bogdanovic for his defense yesterday. He gets so much shine in the NBA for his shooting and his scoring ability off the bench for the Atlanta Hawks. But that man was playing some tough defense on Canada yesterday. He had some blocks and he had some steals, and he was doing some really good stuff. Apparently, one of the Serbian players had been watching a whole bunch of film of SGA a lot, and he was really learning his preferences and his proclivities. And he told Bogdan before the game, he said, I'm going to steal the ball from him at least once in this game because I figured out how he dribbles. Well, he came out there and apparently stole the ball from SGA twice. So this is the kind of level of stuff you got to do. Be a maniac and absolutely be like a freak about watching the clips of the guy that you're about to go against and learning their every move and dissecting it and then analyzing it and saying, this is when I can grab the ball from him and his dribble cadence, the way he does his dribble. Oh, I'm looking at, all right, he's a little suspect when he does that little bit of a move. And I just put my hand in there, I'll get it. Well, the Serbian player studied that in the days up to the game, and he was successful at stealing the ball from SGA because of that. So that's an interesting thing from that. But, he did not have a good game yesterday. SGA only 15 points. It's not that he didn't shoot well. He just didn't get a lot of opportunities. It's like he seemed like he was they were forcing the ball out of his hands so he wouldn't shoot and letting the other guys shoot. He wasn't getting to the line as much as he used to. He did have 9 assists, which was fantastic, and 3 steals. He is one of my 3 stars of the game because he did technically play very efficient, but he was kind of contained. It's that kind of philosophy. It's like the Serbian coach was kind of like, well, we just try and limit SGA getting the ball. We'll be successful. And that's what they did. They really tried to limit him in a kind of like secondary ways that we didn't realize during the game. Of course, this is a huge stat, and people are talking about this today. Canada got way more fouls in the first half of the game yesterday than any of the FIBA World Cup games all along. That in some ways, Luka's complaining from Slovenia the game before may have influenced the FIBA officials to call it very strict on us on defense in the game yesterday. That's what some people are saying on Twitter right now, and I can't see it. I see it. It seems like FIBA is reactive to people's criticisms and post game. So you can shape the next game for your opponent that just beat you by whining and complaining like Luka Doncic did. Or even when Davis Bertans complain. What happens when that happens? Davis Bertans in Latvia complains about us beating them, and boom, we turn around and lose to Brazil. Luka complains about, oh, you're not calling the fouls on the defenders of Canada the right way, and all of a sudden they call the calls different the next game. So there is some between game politicking that does influence the FIBA officials. So that right there could have been a factor. Luca hurt us yesterday because of his whining after the Slovenia game. That's something people are saying right now. Seriously. All right, let me actually do the official 3 stars. The number 1 star was RJ. He did actually play very efficient. But once again, this is the thing. These guys were no shows in crunch time when we needed them absolutely to execute and hit big shots and take us to the promised land. There were no shows. And that's a whole thing. Now, if Jamal Murray was been there, maybe he would have showed up and been big time and clutch in the important moments for Canada at the end of the game. As Jordy said, we were this close. We were getting so close and bumping our head, and then we wouldn't be able to get a stop, or we wouldn't be able to make the shot somehow, some way. And then boom, all of a sudden, we're not actually coming back on them. Our run to come back on them is stymied because we don't get a stop. They're scoring too easily, or we're having trouble getting an open shot to go in. Yeah, it was really bad like that. So once again, Serbia's team has been together for a long time. They really have their shit together. They really play together as a unit, and that FIBA team concept will beat individual NBA kind of mindset players. And that's the thing that's proven. Everybody just thought, oh, Canada and US are going to win, and they're going to go to the gold medal game yesterday. Nope, that's not what happened. Exactly the opposite happened. FIBA wins over NBA. And that's why I want to bring that more FIBA feel into the Raptors this year. Darko knows the FIBA game, and hopefully we can capitalize on using some of the FIBA philosophies to make the Raptors a lot better this year with team play. That's what I'm all about. And Dennis may be the key to this in some ways. So RJ was good. I'm not going to diss RJ too much, other than he didn't show up late in the game. We just need you earlier, man. Come on now. Come on. 23 points, 8 of 14 shooting. That's nothing to be upset about. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, a -5. You know, Nickel was fantastic in this game yesterday. I really thought Nickel was so good. He was hitting the threes. He had 1 3 taken away from him because it was like a split second too late, or there's a foul right before it. He was 4 of 6 with 10 points. I thought he was fantastic. But then I look at the box score, and Nickel was a -22. He was the worst point differential for Canada. So they're saying something about the defense when he was out there was not as good when he was out there. Very, very interesting stat, though. But those 3 guys really were the best 3 players other than Dylan. Dylan, once again, showing intangibles and doing good stuff, getting early foul trouble, but still managing to be a huge contributor for Canada. 16 points. He didn't shoot as efficient, 5 of 12. But, you know, those points were needed because it seemed like not anybody was having an easy time scoring, including SGA. It was really RJ and him got the most points. 23 and 16 are leading scorers. That's not good enough. We're used to SGA getting up near 30 and, you know, a couple other guys getting into double digits too. Overall, Canada had a hard time scoring against Serbia in general. And our shooting percentage wasn't bad, 48%. But look at the other side, and you see Serbia shot 62%. Now, how is our defense so bad that Serbia shot 62% from the field yesterday? 50% is bad enough. 62%? Are you freaking kidding me? How the hell did a team like Serbia shoot 62% against one of the best defenses at FIBA World Cup, Canada? Seriously, how did that happen? Those guys were busting their butt out there. Maybe it's because Serbia did such a good job with their offensive sets that they freed their guys up. We couldn't do jack shit. That's what I'm saying. You run picks. You have beautiful, masterful plays where guys are running off of each other, cutting screens, doing this, backdoor, coming underneath, and nobody sees them behind there. You're going to get easy shots and have a high field goal percentage. This is the thing that pissed me off about Nick last year. Is like, that's the kind of stuff I wanted him to do. Make your life easier. And Serbia just showed yesterday in the way they played their offense, how you make your offense easier against a very tough defense. You are very smart and together as a team, and you work really well as a unit, and you find the open man, and boom, you take advantage of those great opportunities. Some of it is just reading it. We have dumb players in the NBA these days who can't read when there's mismatches, who can't actually observe just in the moment. Wow, there's actually a moment right there where I could capitalize in the split second if I get the ball right there. Like Lowry would know. Lowry look up court and he say, oh, I see the situation up court, and I know in a split second I need to do this decision right now. Some guys may see this, but oh, it's too late. I can't do it. I had that second. It's that instinct to act on it on impulse to make it happen. You can't be sheepish, and you have to be able to recognize those moments and take advantage of them. And I feel like a lot of young players are not even understanding these moments. Like old players may watch and it's like, well, he just had that. He didn't take it. There may be a lot of that going on with some of the younger generation. Yeah, sure, you can dunk. Sure, you can do fancy dribbles and beat people at one-on-one. But can you read the court and read what's going on with the players around you and absolutely maximize the best of the situation and make them pay if they make a mistake on defense? Yeah, I don't know if many players are doing that in some ways. It kind of pisses me off. The NBA is just missing out on opportunities, what I'm saying. Lou Dort, 1 of 4, 3 points. Not the best game for him. He got 4 fouls too. Melvin Ejim, just in there for 4 minutes, didn't score anything. Somebody said, Arash said this. Arash, who's been covering the game for Sportsnet on site, has said, I've been sitting next to the Team Canada bench this whole World Cup, and I'm going to tell you right now, Melvin Ejim is absolutely essential for the Olympic team next year for Canada going to France. He is a teammate, like bread and butter, a glue guy, that all the young guys who are on Team Canada from the NBA, they're high esteem, all really respect Melvin. And he has been a huge source of information and steadiness in the FIBA game that has been absolutely essential. So all you casuals out there that want all NBA Team Canada for the Olympics next year, realize Melvin Ejim is very, very important for certain reasons on our team. So if you see his name on the Olympic roster next year, don't have a cow because he's there instead of Ben Mathurin or something like that. Seriously, there's a reason why Melvin Ejim is on Team Canada. And if he's on our Olympic team next year, there's a very big reason why. So yeah, it's weird. It's like people want just the NBA guys, but they don't realize why these FIBA guys are so good. We need some FIBA guys. Trust me. Yeah, Powell had a tough game. We saw Powell really, really upset with the refs at one point late in the game with the way the calls were going. Powell's such a good guy that when you see him get that upset, things aren't going good. And some of it really was they were limiting our physicality, but allowing Serbia to full out hit us and do stuff. And that's got to be super frustrating. I know that's how it feels sometimes in basketball games where you're getting limited by the refs and you can't do nothing. Meanwhile, they're giving them a free pass on the other end. So I know that's the feeling Dwight had yesterday. Really, really so. Kelly Olynyk, tough game once again. He really came into FIBA World Cup on fire. He was playing really, really well all around, and he's really kind of had some bum games. And recently, he was 1 of 6 from the field yesterday. He was perfect at the line, thank God. He had 9 points. The one shot he did hit was a 3. But yeah, 3 rebounds. You expect him to get way more rebounds than that. 3 rebounds? Really? Powell only got 3 rebounds also. And the other side out-rebounded us. Serbia out-rebounded us, maybe partly because of Serbia and Marc Gasol being such a force in that game. But yeah, Kelly, really not a good game for us. Phil Scrubb got in for a little bit. So did Kyle Alexander and Trey Bell-Haynes. And then Zach Edey got in at the end of the game. And he looked really good in the last minute 40. 5 points, 2 of 2 shooting, 1 for 1 at the free throw line, a rebound, offensive rebound, that is, and one foul. Zach is perfect at FIBA World Cup. As we said in the chat yesterday, the man is 10 for 10 from the field, has not missed a single shot in all the games that he's played there. So we're kind of proud of that in some ways. But yeah, tough game for Canada against Serbia. The team game beat the individual game, and none of the individuals showed up to try and be clutch and overpowering at the end to help us win. I have to give major respect to 33 on Serbia's team. He was an absolute force, 16 points, 6 of 6 from the field. He didn't miss, y'all. He was 4 of 7 from the free throw line, though. That was kind of cool. 10 rebounds, 16 and 10 for that dude. He absolute force. Milutinov, very, very good player. And then, obviously Bogey. He's the other guy, 8 of 12 for shooting. Really, really good game. And there's another guy, Dobrik, who got 16. They shot really well from 3, 45% from 3. And that was a huge factor too. So Serbia, congratulations. Honestly, I'm not going to hate on y'all. Y'all are a storied program in FIBA basketball that's done well for many, many, many years. And you did well once again. And you now have a chance to go for the gold tomorrow against Germany. I'm going to be honest. I'm rooting for Germany because I love Dennis Schroeder. And I want Mr. Toronto Raptors, Dennis Schroeder, to get the gold and the shine from this FIBA World Cup. And tomorrow, of course, I will be also rooting for Canada against the U.S. for the bronze. So yeah, there you go. A little bit of a wrap up of some of the FIBA games yesterday. Now there's FIBA games right now, y'all playing right now. There's one game at least. Actually, I think it just wrapped up. So we can talk about these games for today real quick. Slovenia has beaten Italy today in the early game. Luka and crew. Let's see if Luka actually played. It looks like he did. Luka got 29 points on 8 of 15 shooting, 5 of 10 from 3. Very good game, 29 points and leading his team to a 4-point victory over Italy. Of course, these are classification games, and that means that Slovenia will be ranked number 7 out of everybody at the FIBA World Cup, and Italy will be ranked number 8. Now, in the 5 and 6 classification game was Lithuania versus Latvia. This is very interesting. Lithuania had been leading over Latvia most of the game, but it looks like Latvia came back and won by the end of the game. Holy crap, maybe I was wrong. Holy crap, what happened? In the first half, there was a lead for Lithuania, but Latvia absolutely destroyed them in the second half. In particular, in the third quarter, it was 28-9, the scoring in that quarter. 28 points for Latvia, only 9 points for Lithuania in the third quarter. And they busted them up. Latvia beating Lithuania. I'm actually kind of shocked about that. I really thought that Lithuania was going to win that one, but Latvia beating them today to be the 5th team at FIBA World Cup. Lithuania is number 6. So there you go, filling out the bottom of the top 8 today. It's Latvia, Lithuania, Slovenia, and Italy in that order. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. All right, let's see what else you guys are saying in the comments right here. Bam, 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 bam. Nabatia, also congrats to Dennis for putting out the U.S. team. Yep, that's what I read the last time. Country Kong is here. Let's see what he's saying. All right, it jumped a little bit. Let me get back. Country Kong is saying, hang on. Oh, man. All right. Sorry, I'm going to really get into your comments now. Good morning, Raptors freaks. Lex, I'm so proud of Dennis. I told you he's better than Fred. Also, after Team USA lost to the select team, I told you I was worried about that team. I am Costradamus. You know, that's funny, Country Kong. So I'm going to give you a dunk for being funny. You're Costradamus. Hilarious. All right. Well, let's talk about Fred for a sec. I'm going to switch on this. I've seen clips of Fred working out with Kevin Durant this week. I was watching it yesterday, and they're doing this kind of like horse thing where like Kevin or Fred would do a move and they'd have to mimic the other move. It's a really interesting training session because Kevin's such a high-level offensive player. And in some ways, you would think Fred's not able to do some of the stuff that Kevin Durant does, but every single move that Kevin does, Fred's able to do it, even at his size. So it's pretty cool to watch that clip. I know some of us are soured on Fred a bit, but I love Fred still. And in some ways, I like the clip of watching him working out with Kevin Durant on his YouTube channel that came out recently. So check that out. It's kind of cool. And it's weird to me because they're rivals. You know, you're Rocket and you're a Sun, and y'all are going to be playing against each other. But it's also kind of speaks to something that Kevin Durant is wanting to work out with Fred VanVleet in the summer right now. You know, he can work out with whoever he wants. There's a reason why he wants to work out with Fred, because he feels like he can learn something from him. Monique is saying so much to be proud of with Canada. Fun fact, Nav gave me the name Superfan when we met in 2016, and it stuck. There you go. So Nav called you a Superfan too. There you go. You were anointed like a knight. He took a sword and he put it on your shoulders, Monique. You are Sir Monique Lawrence of the Knights of the Raptors Round Table. That's so cool. That is very cool. I didn't know that about that, Monique. That's very cool. G's saying, I want Dennis to win, but predict Serbia wins. They're very strong and quick. Coach Darko bringing the Serbian fundamentals will be fire. Yeah, I'm serious. Like, let's see if some of this Serbian magic can be on our team with Mr. Darko Rajakovic leading us. That is one of the accomplishments that's listed on the Serbian accomplishments for this year. Darko becomes head coach of Toronto Raptors. In some ways, that accomplishment doesn't look as good as Nikola's or the tennis player or the Serbian team right now. But hopefully it does look real good as it goes on in age. Darko being the coach of the Raptors, yeah, I want that to be very prestigious and amazing. Now, I did watch that Nick Nurse interview with Patrick Beverley on his podcast. Very interesting stuff. Nick does a good job of not insulting Raptors fans. He was very, very good about treating things with us He's being smart. He doesn't want animosity from us and extra the fire. So he was very respectful of his time in Toronto. And he did say pretty pleasing things. One of the things they talked about was the shot with Kawhi and us beating Philadelphia, because there's a Philadelphia fan hosting it with Patrick Beverley. And of course, Patrick Beverley is on the Sixers under Nick Nurse at this point. So very interesting interview. I do recommend it to watch because it's interesting to hear Nick afterwards wearing the Philly stuff and talking. He is bigger, he is heavier, and he talks about the shot and how happy he was about that shot. And then the host is like, "Oh, that ruined my summer. I had such a horrible time after that." And I'm just like loving this. And in some ways, Nick's kind of enjoying the guy being upset about it too, even though he's now his coach and a part of the Sixers, and that guy loves him now because he's on his side. He still kind of took some glee in that guy's misery from describing his anguish over the shot by Kawhi. So in some ways, there's a little bit of Nick still in there that still is really much with us. So that pleased me. That pleased me in that. But there was also some dumb shit in there too. But for the most part, very respectful towards the Raptors. And Patrick Beverley's funny. He's a really weird guy. Like their relationship goes way back, apparently. Pat Bev and Nick Nurse have a similar relationship, kind of like Darko and Dennis do. They have a time accrued playing together. So they're going to be very interesting. Now, Nick said some funny stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you're going to get this to happen. Of course, he said that what he's trying to do this summer is he's studying a lot about how his philosophy of defense and aggressiveness can be applied to the Sixers roster. And I laughed when he said that. I was like, he's like, what I'm trying to do is look and see how we can line it up. And I'm like, okay, good luck with that, Nick. You don't have the same roster as what you had up here in Toronto, in Philadelphia. So good luck with that. Trying to get that kind of aggressiveness on defense that you got here. I don't see it, man. I really don't see it. But yeah, good luck with that. I'll just say that. So yeah, very interesting interview, Nick Nurse on Patrick Beverley's podcast this week. Go watch it. It's worth watching. And Nick's interesting. He said one thing that I didn't know. This was the interesting thing, a new thing that I did not know about Nick Nurse. He had LASIK surgery on his eyes like 2 years into being with the Raptors as an assistant, not as a coach. This is like way back, like 8 years ago. He had LASIK done. So he doesn't have to wear glasses. He technically does not need glasses in any kind of way. That's why we've seen him with or without glasses, and it's no rhyme or reason to it. Because the glasses are not needed for Nick. He had LASIK and corrected his eyes. But apparently his mother was watching the game and didn't realize he was not there. She didn't see him in the glasses. And she called him the next day and she said, "Why weren't you at the game yesterday, Nick? Where were you? I was worried about you." He said, "I was there." "What do you mean?" He's like, "You weren't there." It's like, "I wasn't wearing my glasses." She couldn't recognize him without his glasses on. So Nick Nurse was wearing glasses during games just so his mom would recognize him being at the game. That's the reason. Isn't that crazy? I didn't know that. I didn't know that until they talked about it on that podcast with Patrick Beverley, that Nick Nurse wears glasses so his mom knows he's there. That's kind of silly. Why? Maybe she needs glasses. That's what it is. I think she needs the glasses, Nick, not you. And even the host with Patrick Beverley was trying to say, "Yeah, I could see where if you're wearing the glasses, they could get in the way of you seeing." What? That's Philadelphia logic. You idiots. Let's lose to win. I could see where the glasses, if you're wearing them, it makes it harder for you to see. Listen to yourself. Listen how stupid you sound, Philadelphia host of podcast, Patrick Beverley's podcast. Stupid. That's stupid. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's crazy. All right. Anyway, I'm going to keep going with the comments. Fiercely saying NBA is pro ISO for flashiness, marketing, and money. That's right, Fiercey. But seeing the trend, they may go back to team play. I'm so excited about Darko's presence. We're going to be fire. They'd be smart to do this. In some ways, they've corrupted the game. They've made it not as enjoyable. That nobody wants to see the flopping. Nobody likes the superstar kind of stuff. We want to see people get rewarded for hard work and doing good things. We don't like seeing people coasting in life and just getting things handed to them all of a sudden for things like this. We want to see the people earn it in some ways, and then we can really feel good about them earning it. Then there's no asterisk talk about champions. There's no like, oh yeah, but they had their refs help them because of the calls for Joel or something like that. Yeah, you don't want that kind of stuff. You want to earn it the right way, like the bad boys of Detroit, like the LA Showtime Lakers, like the Larry Bird Boston Celtics. And that's the problem. A lot of ways the teams are winning championships these days are kind of fraudulent in some ways because of the way the game is set up with the superstar play. So you want to fix it and put more integrity in getting behind wins. Like I get behind the Denver Nuggets championship. In fact, I will champion them hardcore on this channel this year because I know in other areas of the NBA, they're going to poo poo it and ignore it just like they did when we won the championship. Think about the year after we won the championship. They didn't even want to recognize it or acknowledge it or put it in their face or talk about it at all. They kind of ignored it. And that's because of the market being small or Canada or what that. I'm not going to slight Denver like they did us. And I'm going to put Denver's great championship that they earned properly on blast. Because I know a lot of people in the NBA aren't going to do that this year because they're not the flashiest team in the world. They're not the most marketable team in the world. And I'm against that kind of bullshit. I want to give what's due is earned. They earned that shit, and they do deserve to be called the champions. I won't call them world champions. How about that? How about that? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Tom Duke saying COVID-19 kept superfan Nab Bhatia from Toronto's game against the New York Knicks. It's the first home game he's missed since the Toronto franchise joined the NBA in 1995. Yeah, that sucked. That his streak had to be ended because of contracting COVID. That pandemic wrecked a whole bunch of shit, including Nav's streak. Yeah, it's messed up. That was sad to me too. But you know what? We got to give him a pass on that one. In some ways, it's kind of like, you know what? Let's not even count that. It's not fair to him. MSJ's here. Good to see Chris. Always good to see one of the Mug brothers. Hey, all. Nav, just by the sheer number of games he's been to, is a total legend. Cannot be dismissed ever. And I think Darko is looking at Dennis and saying, perfect. Yeah, things couldn't work out any better. Like I said, Masai and Bobby, who's been denigrating them this summer? Shut up. Listen, go watch Dennis. You'd be upset about us getting Dennis Schroeder. What? You're like, oh my gosh, they let Fred go for nothing, and now we got Dennis. Okay, I'm not upset. Are you upset about this? Why are you upset about this? Do you know basketball? I mean, seriously, it doesn't take long for Masai to look good, from making good decisions. And Dennis is definitely making him look good right now. Yeah, he is. He's making him look real, real good. I love it. Yes, good to see you, Chris. Fiercey saying in-season tournament. That's awesome. That's right, Fiercey. You get a team. You're all getting teams. I've got a team for every single one of y'all in the comments right now. The regulars, the people that are here with me day in, day out, y'all are going to get an in-season tournament team. I've already got a spreadsheet with y'all's names on it with the teams linked up, and I will reveal it closer when the season starts, but something for anticipation and fun. And Commissioner Trevor J is going to mail me another prize package for winning this one too. He's all about giving you all prizes, man, and I ain't going to stop him. That's what makes you happy, Trevor J. We're going to let you be happy. That's what we're doing. David Saborn, same way. He's in charge of getting the prizes for the trivia. So he's going to be sending the trivia prize for this year. I don't know what it's going to be either. I don't know what they're sending me. They're just sending me prizes, and I'll show them to y'all as the surprises come. That's right. Tom Duke is saying, huh? In-season cup? That's right, Tom Dukey, and you get a team. In fact, you know what? I'm going to reveal the first team right now. I'm going to do one team every once in a while. Tom, your team is going to be, because of where you live and because of your time in that area, you get the Portland Trailblazers. So, Tom, if the Portland Trailblazers win the in-season tournament, you win Trevor J's in-season tournament challenge. I really picked this on geography and your proximity to the team so that you can follow them and hopefully they win. I did not pick it because of chances of who's going to win or not. It's really because of that. I linked you to them. So, Tom, you're getting the Trailblazers for this tournament, just so you know. That's a little head thing. Yeah, that's one I revealed. Maybe I'll reveal one a day or something like that. One every Saturday. Every Saturday, Share the Love Club coming up. I'm going to reveal one for right now. And since it was Tom Duke's Share the Love Club last week, Tom, you're getting the Trailblazers. That's going to be your team. Now, I don't know how good they're going to do, but just for fun, that's the team you can get behind and root for. Because I know that you kind of rooted for those teams over there before, too. So I don't know. Hopefully you are okay with that idea or that team being your team in this tournament. But you get the Trailblazers, my friend. That's right. Fiercely saying, I want Charlotte, Boston, and Portland. Just kidding. Well, Fiercely, I know your team already, and you may be very happy with your team. Actually, let me go look at it for a sec. Maybe I should tell you all your teams now. Maybe I should. I don't want to do it, kind of. I kind of do it. I kind of don't. All right, let me just go see what Fiercely's was again. I got to remember, where's that Trevor J challenge? There it is. Who did I give Fiercey to? Fiercey. Oh yeah, I remember. Oh yeah. Well, Fiercey, let's just say you get Drake's team, Drake's new team. How about that? That's right. You're going to the desert. I figure Fiercey Salsera. It sounds like a fiery name. It kind of sounds like orange. So you're getting Phoenix. You got the Phoenix Suns, actually, Fiercey. That's the team you're getting to root for. Yeah, hopefully you're okay with that. That you get Durant and Booker and all them. That's a team for Fiercey. So I've divulged two teams that have been assigned now. Fiercey Salsera is officially the Phoenix Suns, and Tom Duke is the Portland Trailblazers. There you go. Yeah. Monique saying, Ellen coming through with more videos last night. Go Dennis. Yeah, Ellen's great. And Dennis is like, what are you doing? I'm filming a video right now. She's like, oh, you're getting back into that? And she's like, yes, I'm trying to film more. Yeah, I love that. It's so good. So much fun, weird little stuff going on those channels all the time. Fiercely saying Tom Duke is a goat. He totally is a goat. And Tom's got Nab as the goat. Cowboy saying Tom Duke is the freak super fan. He needs an emoji. Let's go. Tom Dukey emoji. I like that. Seymour Pape saying I'm still cheesed. He's still mad about Canada losing. Don't be mad, Seymour. It is what it is. We've gotten further than ever in this tournament as Canada. And we've the highest we've ever finished is 6th. We're gonna get at least 4th. So we're going like Shatner, where no man has gone before. Dun, 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 dun. So yeah, just be okay with it, Sheriff. It's fine. Tom Duke's got Mo on blast. Seymour saying Dudu brought DeRozan's daughter has lost points. Okay, he's still mad about that. He's not mad about Canada. He's mad about DR DeRozan coming to the game and messing up our game. Yeah, I still kind of have a grudge a little bit against Nav for that, but I'll forgive him just for all the other great, incredible things about him. Let's see. Tom saying, right there with you, Seymour. I heard it early in the game and can still hear it today. The screams of a young DR DeRozan still echo throughout Tom Duke's head. Ah! Ah! Yeah, the well-timed screams. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You know what? I'm trying to block it out. I don't hear her screaming at night like y'all do. So please, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Tom Duke's got some Eagles out there. So true. So true. All right, let's see. Wayne Strainer saying we achieved our goal of Olympic qualifications. FIBA medal is a bonus. There you go. That's right. It's kind of like a video game. You've got certain primary goals and you have little side quests. And yeah, the main goal was to get the Olympics. Seriously. Getting a medal is a side quest to a degree. Now it's kind of is the main goal now because it's either us or the US. And we don't want to be 4th. We want to get bronze. So yes, we do want to beat the US tomorrow very badly. And hopefully we will. We'll have to see. Isaac Campbell saying Tom Duke eats goats for breakfast. Every community family organization needs a Tom Duke, but there is only one Tom Dukey. That's right. There's only one. That's right. Isaac Campbell, that's so true. I'm going to give you a dunk just because it's a dunk of truth. And I love that. Yeah, we are blessed. Honestly, I feel so lucky to have Tom Duke involved with my channel. Seriously, he is just amazing. Seriously, you meet him in person, you'll understand. You can ask Shane Martin. You can ask Joseph Starks. You can ask David Saborin. You can ask Greg of Gubstown Clink. Everybody who's met Tom when he came to Toronto or over in the BC areas has said this dude is just a stand-up dude. And you just really, really love being around the guy. It's absolutely true. Isaac's got me and Mo on blast. Mo saying, welcome Brandon Leftwich to the 905 family after leaving the Wisconsin herd. So they get Nathaniel Mitchell. We get Brandon Leftwich. I wonder if he's related to Byron Leftwich, former quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I have no idea. That's not a totally common name. Leftwich. Are there any right witches out there? I don't know. Is it where they hold the sandwich in their hand? Is that what a left witch is? I'm a left witch. Oh, I'm a right witch. I don't know. But welcome, Brandon, and welcome to Eric Curry's staff. I hope that you guys are very successful. We're seeing more and more clips of Grady and Marquise on Raptors Official, and I'm excited for 905 things this year. Yes, I am. Their schedule, of course, came out this week. I didn't really talk about it a whole lot. Of course, they have the showcase schedule in the beginning where it's like kind of like the in-season tournament, and they do a cup, and then they start the regular season in December. So, yeah, all the games were laid out, and in some ways we're playing more West Coast teams that we haven't played in recent years, which is nice. A little bit of more diversity against some different teams that we don't always play every year in the 905 schedule this year. which I like. Yeah, thank you, Monique, for bringing up Brandon Leftwich, new coach for 905. Great news. I love it. Leslie's here. Good to see Leslie Hart. Good morning, Raptor Freak family. The whole celebrity culture is so strange. I can't imagine how annoying it would be to have a camera in your face 24/7. We're all just human beings. Yeah, it's like at one point, Dennis is trying to buy candy from a candy store in the middle of like a mall aisle. And Ellen's filming him, and she's like, for Pete's sake, the man's just trying to buy candy. That's what she says at one point in German, of course, in subtitles, which makes it all the more art housey. There's like, she's like, I don't know how to speak German, so I can't say it in German, and I don't want to do an impression that's demeaning. But you can imagine a woman saying that in German. The man is just trying to eat candy for Pete's sake. Let the man buy candy. So funny. Stargate saying, good morning, Raptor Freak Nation. Good morning to you, Stargate. Wayne Strainer saying, Nab has no choice but to be nice. He can't fight. I mean, I get that. But in some ways, that honestly, maybe it is a little Gandhi. Maybe it is a little bit of, peaceful resistance. In some ways, that is actually the most powerful way to fight. Is not to actually fight. It takes two to tango is actually very true. And if you don't want to tango in that fight, well, unless you really have to because your life's in danger, sure. But if you don't have to fight in the situation that you're in, sometimes it's better not to fight. Just avoid it and you win because you didn't fight. Some people say you're a coward for that. But in some ways, fighting is the most grotesque and basest form of working out conflict. There's so many other great ways to do it. I enjoy talking, and I'm very effective communicator and very much also a conflict resolver. In fact, when I lived in Kensington Market, I would find myself in the streets of Kensington Market resolving very serious violent fights just from reason and talking to people. Very drunk idiots on drugs and alcohol. Still able to get through to them with logic and reasoning. So, yeah, I'm usually a peacekeeper and somebody who talks people down. In fact, I might be a very effective hostage negotiator or help to talk somebody off a ledge. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. Top saying, I'm rooting for Germany in the final, but I just hope Schroeder keeps his aggressive energy for our opponents and becomes a great vocal leader for our team. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, in some ways, I hope our Raptors are watching what he's doing there, or at least somewhat aware of what's coming in with him. Because honestly, they should be excited. I mean, in some ways, these guys are astute and they could watch. Like Scotty, OG, these guys could be watching Dennis right now and kind of visualizing themselves in the place of the German teammates of Dennis and kind of thinking about, well, how could this work with me or Pirtle? Pirtle switched for Tice right now. In some ways, Pirtle's an upgrade for Daniel Tice. Other than the gained advantage of time accrued together with Daniel and Dennis and knowing each other real well, Pirtle is actually a more talented player than Daniel Tice. And in some ways, if Dennis can get things going with Jakob Pirtle in any kind of way like he has with Daniel Tice in this tournament, well, look out for that. I mean, seriously, it's going to be very interesting. Once again, I'll say this. We're going to have a point guard on our team that we haven't had this kind of point guard maybe since, I don't know, like Chris Childs, Mark Jackson, Alvin Williams days. Let's say that. We haven't had a real point guard on our team. Probably. Well, I'm excluding. Actually, I'm forgetting the Jose and TJ Ford era. I should say them. TJ Ford and Jose Calderon. I don't count Lowry in this. Lowry's a shooting guard's point guard. He's more likely shoot first. And in some ways, our whole history in recent times has been clouded by shooting guard point guards, whether it's Kyle right into Fred. And that's what we're used to, a shoot first point guard. Well, we're not going to have that this year. And that's going to be a huge feel difference for Raptor fans and watching the game is we're going to have a pass first point guard. Seriously, he's a pass first. He's not a shoot first point guard. And we haven't had that kind of point guard since TJ Ford and Jose Calderon and along the lines of like Chris Childs, Mark Jackson, Muggsy Bogues, Alvin Williams, Damon Stoudemire. And that we just haven't had that kind of point guard around the Raptors during our decade of success recently. So this will be a fresh approach. I'm really excited about it. Name was saying, people don't be ridiculous. This is the real Dennis that Masai has always coveted. This is the Dennis you will see on the Raptors. Always was. Nameless has confidence in this. This isn't an imposter. It's true because he's a very true person. Watch his YouTube channel. You'll get to know him real quick. He puts it all out there. I mean, shit. I found out which side of the bed Dennis sleeps on, and Ellen sleeps on the left. Dennis sleeps on the right. That's how open they are with their life. She's showing the hotel room, and she's like, "This is our bed." Dennis sleeps on the right. I sleep on the left. Well, maybe we don't need to know this, but they're divulging it and letting us know. That's how insider this channel is. We know which side of the bed Dennis sleeps on. So I don't know. I'm going to guess that, yeah, we're going to get the same Dennis Schroeder playing for the Raptors as playing for Germany right now. Yeah, because I know a lot about him. I know which side of the bed he's sleeping on, for Pete's sake. It's crazy. Fiercely saying, we all know our magnificent OG should have gotten Defensive Player of the Year. All good. He'll take another leap this year. That's right. That's right, Fiercely. I love that comment. I'm gonna give you a dunk just for being so true and such a good Raptor freak. There you go, Fiercely. Fiercely's got 7 dunks now. That's right. That's right. Stargate saying the U.S. program is going to make sure for the Olympics they are going to have the big names, the LeBrons, the Currys, the Durants, the ADs, the Butlers, the Lillards, the Mitchells, et al. You know, in some ways, I hate this. Because really, you shaft people that do the hard work to get you there, and somebody comes in and wants to swoop in at the end of the big group project and take credit. I hate that. I hate that. In some ways, I don't want these guys to show up. LeBron is showing that he might. He made eyes at a whole graphic that had like all the people that could be in there, and somebody's listing Joel Embiid in this bullshit. I'm like, if Joel Embiid plays for Team USA next year, I'm gonna be like, fuck y'all. Y'all are a joke, honestly. You're going to have to go get this big goof. He's not American. He's no way American. So don't fucking get Joel Embiid. It'll look just as stupid as Akeem Olajuwon playing for Team USA 25 years ago. That pissed me off when Olajuwon put on the U.S. jersey. It didn't make any freaking sense to me. It's like, there's no way Olajuwon's American. I'm sorry. He may have became American, but it's stupid. If you are from another country, go be for that country. Joel, you need to play for Cameroon or for France. I could take France, but not USA. If Joel plays for USA, it'll be just another argument for him being lazy and trying to win the easy way. Seriously. That's what I'll say about him. And I'll denigrate the USA just for having his presence on the team. I will denigrate the hell out of it because he has no business on the Team USA team. He really doesn't. He really, really, really doesn't. And yeah, whatever they do, USA, if they add these guys next year, so be it. It could screw things up, honestly. They think they're doing something smart. But once again, accrued time together will beat the superstar talent pool. You know, in some ways, there may be a limit to that, but that's not what was proven yesterday. So, yeah, go ahead. Get LeBron and Steph to come next year. Doesn't mean y'all are going to win. The team game still will beat you. Watch. Yeah, there you go. I don't want to be like them. If Canada does that kind of shit to our guys, I'll be mad. I don't mind like Jamal coming because he's already been a part of the program. He's been showing up at practices and doing stuff. Wiggins, it's a little bit of a stretch, but he has had overtures in the invite. But if they do wholesale changes, they cut out people like Zach Edey, Melvin Ejim, Phil Scrubb, Trey Bell Haynes, and just get rid of that whole section of our roster for NBA guys, I'm going to be mad. I'm not going to think that's cool. And I'm also going to be like, you guys are shafting people that did the work to get here, to give these Johnny-come-latelys the glory in the end. So I'm not about this. I really am not. And in some ways, I like consistency and going with the guys who got you there. That's what I'm saying. Isaac Campbell saying, Masai looking good again. Hey, Nameless, does Nikola Jokic play for Serbia in the Olympics? Crazy time for basketball. That could be a factor for sure, Isaac. I could see that. That could be exactly what happens. Is this an arms race? And by the Olympics, we're all in. We get in. Now we got to stack our team. Like they add LeBron to USA. We add Jamal Murray and Andrew Wiggins. They add Jokic to Serbia. Germany is going to go get who? I don't know. I don't know if they've got actually their best team. Absolutely right now, Germany. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how there's a little bit of add-ons in the next year by the time we get to France. Leslie's saying, Dennis has been a great team captain for Germany. We are lucky to get a preview of what we're getting in Toronto. I agree with that. Y'all, give me a cutoff. I do want to finish up by 11:30. Cool Cat saying, good morning, Raptor Freak crew. Dennis's performance at FIBA World Cup is a good introduction for some Raptors fans who are negative about the signing. Yeah, in some ways, it's really good PR and making people come around. If they thought it wasn't such a great signing or flashiness, well, go watch World Cup. And how do you feel about Dennis Schroeder now, casual Raptors fan? Yeah, top of top saying, I think the Raps team will respect Dennis overall. OG included. Pascal might be the only holdout because he was a key contributor to our chip team, so he might not want to take criticism from Dennis. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. Siakam's a weird one. I don't think he's one of these guys that has problems with hearing it from other people. He's a very humble person. There's not an arrogance to him. And I think he would respect Dennis's resume and his time. Also, I think he respect him just from playing against him and understanding the kind of competitor and top athlete he is. So I think that Dennis is going to have a fine time. If there's any issues with anybody, it may be the younger players who just don't understand. And it may be related to stupid shit from last year. I won't name anybody or think it might be that person. But I'm just saying, if there's anybody who's not going to listen to him, it won't be anybody from that age cohort of OG and Pascal and Jakob. It'll be somebody who's younger. It could be one of the rookies, or it could be somebody who's been on our team for a couple years now. I won't say it. I think he's going to be fine, though. As once again, our guy, Scott, is a big fan of the Lakers on the down low. People don't realize this. He loves Kobe Bryant a lot, and he does have an affinity for the Lakers franchise. He won't say it out loud, but I know he does. I can tell. And then the other thing about it is he very much respects LeBron and looks at LeBron as kind of a mentor and a kind of a person to look up to and be like. And Dennis playing with LeBron is a really big factor in this that'll ingratiate him with some of the younger players. He can just say, yeah, well, who are you to tell me that? I'm the one who was throwing these lobs to LeBron last year and, doing this and that and stuff. You know what you want to know what LeBron would do? I'll tell you what he would do because I was with him. So in some ways, that is a huge card for him, the LeBron card, him being in LeBron's trusted circle of NBA players that he loves playing with. These guys will listen to him. They'll listen to him. All of them. All of them will. Nameless is saying, as Dennis is signing his contract, we've been trying to do this for a few years now. Bobby Webster, so you tell me. That's what I'm saying. They have been trying to get him for a couple years, just like Thad Young. There are a couple players that are on a list, probably like we want to get these people. Probably SGA is on that list. Giannis. There's probably a crazy list somewhere in the Raptors front office that has all the people we'd love to get, like Dennis's name has been on for a while. It'd be fun to see that list if we could get to see it. I know we'll never see it, and hopefully nobody will ever see it ever, and it's kept proprietary. But yeah, he was on that list. And in some ways, it's true. If you wait for something, you get it better. And in some ways, us getting him sooner may not have been the right timing. Getting him now seems like the right timing because, like I said, Dennis has leveled up this summer. And we're just about to get the reap the benefits of him leveling up as an individual, a player, as a human being. I'm telling you, he's leveled up this summer in some ways. G saying the problem with the big names is they all need the ball in their hands, so it'll revert to iso ball. Not many of them defend or like boxing out and rebounding, doing the dirty work. G's just nailed it right on the head. That's exactly right. You need all the roles played on the court. If you have all a bunch of scorers that just want to score, well, who's going to rebound? Who's going to play defense? Who's going to hustle for the balls? Who's going to go and do the shit that is hard work and doesn't get any glory? That's the problem right there. G just hit it on the head. Right there. You want a complete basketball team, you need all those roles filled. And the score guys, some of them don't like doing it or they'll do it half-assed. You do things half-assed, well, you get half-assed results. That's what happens. Yeah. Cool Cat saying Dennis making a strong case about starting role in competition for Scotty as a point guard. Gary also will be in competition for starting also. Yeah. This is very true, Cool Cat. I completely agree with it. There's a strong case for Dennis to start at point guard after this performance. I mean, if they win the gold medal tomorrow and they're absolutely the top dog, that's some prestige that you don't want to kind of tarnish by saying, okay, well, but he's a backup point guard for the Raptors. That doesn't make any sense to a degree. If he's the best point guard in World Cup and on the gold medal team, he should be starting at point guard. Yeah, I don't care if Scotty wants to be the point guard. He can be a point guard next to Dennis. Dennis can play shooting guard. That's fine. But I think Dennis's expertise and leadership needs to be out there. So we'll see. I really think it's going to be a switch between Gary and Dennis, and it may be matchup oriented on night to night basis. So, nameless is saying Dennis is probably going to be the starting point guard. Probably always was. Well, Darko kind of designated that at the beginning. He said, "You're my guy," and Dennis already said he does want to start for us, but he's flexible. That's the great thing. He's a team guy. If he doesn't start, he's not going to be a problem. Wayne's saying, Lex, our team was put together in the last couple of months. Serbia has been together for years. We were beaten by a better team. No excuses. Exactly. And that's why I'm not blaming the refs. That's not why I'm going to blame the refs. That's not why I'm going to blame anything other than they were the better team. And that's why I'll give them complete credit. You're exactly right, Wayne. And you're right. You're right. We've been thrown together in the last couple of years. They've been together forever. And they really, really know each other intimately. Wait, I shouldn't have said it that way. They know each other very well as far as the way they play. That sounded, wow, that was weird. Bad word choice, I guess. Coquette saying in basketball, when you are heavily scouted, you must have counter moves. A second ball handler would have given SGA space to get more shots for the Olympics. Yeah. Jamal Murray. Even just a real point guard, like a real point guard. In some ways, we don't have a real point guard other than Trey Bell Haynes. I mean, Nickel and SGA are point guards technically, but do they act like them? No, they don't. Dennis acts like a real point guard, and that's a difference right there. That's a difference right there. Let's see. Okay, I read that. Monique saying, do you think this is Kelly Olynyk's last go with Team Canada? Thoughts? Maybe. The Olympics may be a swan song. I mean, if I was him and they do really well next year in Paris, maybe that's like a great way to go out as a big time winner at the top of Canada basketball. So, yeah, who knows? We'll have to see. In some ways, he's valuable still. I mean, he's only 32. If you think about the next cycle, he'll be 36 by then. So, yeah, maybe it is. This is his swan song. You may be right, Mo, that we may not see him being added to the team anymore after this year. After next year, I should say. Fiercely saying Bogdanovich trolling Villain Dylan after the game. Lex, I believe there needs to be a star of the game for the refs in helping Serbia, especially in the first quarter. I'm being sarcastic. It was actually Jovic that was trolling Dylan in the back. And, he didn't even do a whole lot in that game. He had like 6 points, and he was kind of a little buster. He's annoying. Nikola Jovic. He's the one who was in the back trolling Dylan with the punches in the air. Yeah, that was a little bit annoying. But whatever, Dylan opens himself up to that kind of stuff. He has to be able to take it just as much as he puts it out. Cowboy saying everyone smash the like button. I'm the only one. Let's grow. All right, thank you, Cowboy. Dr. Wong is here. Good to see Dr. Wong. Amazing backyard. Do you get any bears or fun wildlife encounters? Great question, Dr. Wong. In fact, I actually have had a wildlife encounter in the last 24 hours last night. I was just out on this porch right now. And I was looking over in the part where we're growing stuff, and I saw a rabbit eating my lettuce. Yeah, cute little bunny rabbit sitting there eating my lettuce. And I was like, damn, you rabbit eating my lettuce. Well, it's my fault. I should have put something around it to keep them out of there. Well, I'm learning. I just got out here, started growing stuff. And yeah, I've learned you do need a rabbit fence because there are rabbits out here that will eat your lettuce. We speculate that maybe a bear has been in the yard. I found some droppings behind that big fir tree over my shoulder that were kind of a good size, Dr. Wong. So there could actually be a bear out here. But there is quite a few cottages in this area. And there's also a summer camp in this area near here. So there are a lot of people around. So I don't know how big the bears are. The droppings weren't super huge. So it may not be a very big bear, but yeah, there could be that kind of stuff out here. I'm pretty sure there is. Yeah. Great question. Thank you, Dr. Wong. Always good to see you. Rabbit Street Monique is saying 3 stars of the game for me are Nickel, RJ, and Dylan. Yeah, she's leaving out SGA because it's just not up to snuff. 15 points in this game was not good enough, SGA. In some ways, I feel bad for you because I know you really want to succeed and you may feel a bit of this on your shoulders. But it is what it is. And in some ways, you guys got to win as a team and not try and win as an individual. And sometimes this just happens. Name was saying, if you think Jordy was out coached by the Serbian coach, just wait until what Darko does. I love what Nameless is saying. In fact, you will all see. There you go. Yeah, I don't even think Jordy was out coached. It's a weird situation. I think that Serbia just had a brilliant plan all around, and they absolutely executed it flawlessly. So they were set up to win. If you're going to do it that well and have it such organized and in a good way and aggressively execute it and everybody's on the same page and they trust each other, that's another part of it. That's another whole factor in this whole thing that we don't talk about is the word trust. These European teams that have been together and played together, really know each other. They really trust each other. And in some ways, the American players, do you think they trust each other as deeply as the Serbian players trust each other or the German players? No, that's part of it too, is negative kind of underlying selfish inclinations for things that they want for each other will mess up the actual genuine real brotherhood trust that is on the European FIBA teams compared to the North American FIBA teams. That right there will kill you right there. Trust. If you don't trust your guy, you're not going to pass it to him. Well, these guys trust each other so much. They're willing and rocketing the passes over to their guy when they're open and they're nailing the threes. That's the difference right there is trust. Yeah, there you go. Seymour saying, is Darko Serbian? Yes, he is, Seymour. Darko, our new coach, is Serbian. It's like being Serbian is really good in sports right now. Yeah, he totally is. 100%. See, fratello mio. Yes, he is. Yes, of course. Yes. G saying Luca is entitled. He would walk back on defense and expected calls for bumping into players and set defensive stances. All the teams complained about how Canada was officiated. Felt snooty, to be honest. SGA kind of demanded NBA calls because of the way he was playing, and that may be the thing that kind of bugged them. Luka was getting NBA calls too, so he's one to talk. He needs to shut up. Nameless is saying he's the best coach in their country. Darko Rajakovic. Well, he's at least the hot shot on his way up. That's for sure. That coach for the guy that's coaching Serbia yesterday, he seemed like he's been around for a bit. It could very well be that Darko's the Serbian coach after this guy. We'll have to see what happens. If that guy retires that's coaching Serbia right now, who knows? Maybe they announce their next head coach of Serbia's national team is Darko Rajakovic. Don't be surprised. That would be very interesting. Seymour saying, wow, he likes that. He's like, okay, I like Serbian head coach of the Raptors. That sounds good. Cool Cat saying, FIBA World Cup shows that they can shut down the NBA one-man show. FIBA World Cup showed the power of team ball. Darko's Serbian movement with and without the ball is his mantra. Excited to see it. There you go. Cool Cat is selling it to Seymour right now and saying this is, expect this. Hopefully we'll have more of a European style team ball kind of game with the Raptors this year. No egos, gentlemen. Y'all all will get to feast and feed equally in some ways. Some of y'all will get the opportunity to step up and be the man and win us, take home games for us in clutch situations. But in some ways, we want the equality of y'all's great equal talent overall to show stuff like these FIBA games. It's not about somebody getting 30. It's about 4 or 5 guys getting around 15 to 20. That's what you want right there. That's what I'm saying. G saying a Serbian ball player in another chat said they focus on defense 90% of their practices. There you go. That's very interesting. Good intel, G. I love hearing about that. That's very, very interesting. I might have to pick up the pace on these comments. Y'all wrote a lot in today, and that's fantastic. I love seeing that y'all have a lot to say. Let's see. Cool Cat saying FIBA World Cup also shows the importance of big, tall players. NBA small ball will not win in FIBA World Cup. Canada needs a big man. Boom goes the dynamite. This is a great observation and exactly correct. The size of the number 33 killed us. And, USA and Canada both have roster builds where their big man is Kelly Olynyk and Jaren Jackson Jr. These aren't big enough big guys to go in there. In some ways, you do need a Jonas Valanciunas in the FIBA World Cup to go and battle against some of the big men that you'll have to deal with on the other side. Cat, in some ways, Zach Edey is really good for the future of Team Canada because he could be that guy for us. And he may very well be an essential part of future Canada national teams because we need his size and height to go battle against Gobert, Cat, Milatovic of yesterday. Yeah, so there you go. Mo saying Chris Boucher's St. Lucia Instagram pictures. Wow. All right, Monique's giving me the cue. It's time for the Raptors Instagram check. Let's go see what these guys have been doing. We got Thad Young showing a picture of Thad Young Jr. jumping up and hitting the backboard with his hand. He's saying baby steps each day. That's right. His kids are in full training. Lloyd is on the 2K24 with Scotty. It looks like he's got they look like red jerseys. I don't know what's going on with that game, but they are playing 2K24 in this back behind the scenes. We're not seeing it on Twitch though this year, unfortunately. Scotty Barnes is showing off the new building that he's a part of designing that he will be living at Bathurst. Y'all know this, right? Scotty is going to be living in a condo upstairs. He's going to be moving into it, and he helped design parts of it. So that's pretty cool. And then we see Scotty is with his buddy, Cade Cunningham, one of his best friends. Cade, they're together in the last couple days, probably in New York City while Scotty was visiting there. Let's see what else Scotty's got going on. He's got a picture of himself in the NBA 2K24 game, and he looks like he's got his hair like Precious, like with the ponytail in the back. Scotty's character, and also I can see his build on this picture, and it's saying that he is a two-way 3-point shot creator. So that's his build on 2K24. And he's also endorsing 2K24 this year. Last year, Scotty rejected 2K23. He said it wasn't that good and it annoyed him, and he gave up on playing it at some point. But so far, playing 2K24, he's really liking it. Now, it may be because he's an ad person for it, or they're telling him, you dissed our game last year and our sales weren't as good because you're like, this game isn't good. So they may be telling him to say it's good this year. But he's on Twitter saying this good game is really good, and he likes NBA 2K24. He didn't like NBA 2K23, just so y'all know. But who knows? Maybe it is really good. I don't know. I'm not playing it, but he's endorsing it this year. So he's saying y'all should play it this year. Dennis has got all kinds of backstage footage of Germany winning yesterday. Really, really happy. Obst was really huge. And honestly, they're really celebrating Obst for his 3-point shooting in that game against USA. Of course, Franz was good too. And Mo was also a big factor in it also. But Obst is the guy they really want to celebrate, the Germans. And yeah, Dennis is just really proud of his team. As he said, this is the greatest team he's ever played on. He's saying this Germany team beating USA by 2 points. There's a picture of him hugging his wife and his daughter. Just fantastic stuff. Dennis's life is so charmed right now. And I'm so happy for him. Finals bound, the freeze, everything's on blast. He's got soccer players mimicking his move on the soccer. I think it was Ronaldo doing the freeze this week. So all kinds of good stuff happening with Dennis. Mr. New York City is in Toronto, y'all. He's been working out here in Toronto the last few days. That's always good to see that he's up here working at OVO Center. I've got some clips of Dennis's brother being at the game. I'm following him now, Chet Shechin. He's got pictures of Dennis's son and saying Junior is cute. He loves Junior. Okay, Junior, I love you. I see you with that trophy in your Nirvana shirt. Yeah. One of the things Ellen had to do was they didn't know they were going to go to the FIBA World Cup. They were actually just going to go to Dubai for the friendlies and then go back to Germany. And at the last second, she spontaneously decided to go with Dennis to FIBA World Cup in Japan. And she didn't pack any clothes. So one of the things she's talking about in her stream yesterday, or her clip, is that they had to go buy new clothes for the kids and her because they were wearing like clothes for just a 2-day trip on a 3-week trip. So she had to go buy all new clothes and had to do all this laundry and stuff because they spontaneously just decided to jet off to Asia and be at FIBA World Cup. So fantastic stuff in that regards for the Schroeder family. Slim Duck is doing something really cute in St. Lucia, and she's exactly right. Monique is right. He's doing the Slim Duck Foundation there, and he's got a bunch of little school kids lined up, and he's handing them school bags full of supplies for their school year starting up. Look at Chris being that humanitarian in his home island of St. Lucia, giving back to the kids their school supplies for their school year. Very, very cool. And we see clips of Chris working out in St. Lucia at the gym. There's a gym over there, and we see him. He is putting in work while he's at home still. So don't think he's being lazy and just laying around with his friends or riding around on four-wheelers all and just hanging out on the beach. He is actually getting in the gym also. And there he is speaking at a church or something. The little kids all in the audience. And there's a picture of him from the Rico runs. Still not getting those clips yet. But we've seen some really cool clips on YouTube, on Instagram of Chris Boucher on four-wheelers with his friends. And everybody's liking it. Scotty, OG, Christian. They all like Chris riding around in St. Lucia on his four-wheelers. Let's see what else we got here. I'll just do Nav real quick. Nav is all over Manila with the fans right now, taking pics with different fans, talking to them about success and being behind their team. I love seeing all the fans with superfan Nav Bhatia who are celebrating today, enjoying getting pictures taken with them. And he's a celebrity. People worldwide know who Nav is. And the Filipino people want to get pictures with him. So just as much as Dennis is getting mobbed, there are people coming up to Nav and wanting to get him to take pictures with him too. That's so awesome. We love you, Nav Bhatia. Isaac Bonga, very proud of Germany's win. Also, very proud of him indeed. Raptors official putting Dennis on blast for his success yesterday. That's very good. Ron Harper Jr., very much celebrating the Philadelphia Eagles against the Kansas City Chiefs. He is a big Eagles fan. Grady Dick is showing some picture of him standing in the moisture at the car wash. He said that the net isn't the only thing that's splashing. Get a free month of unlimited washes at any Tommy's Express with the link below. So he's always pushing Tom Duke's car wash in Kansas. You say if you want that free month, you can just hit that link. And that's not the only thing that's splashing through the net like the ball is. All right, that's pretty much your Instagram check with the Raptors right there. Yeah, Chris Boucher still in St. Lucia doing amazingly awesome, powerful things. Scotty Barnes, all about the NBA 2K24 right now. Yeah, there you go. Nameless saying St. Lucia and St. Croix are so nice. It's insane. I know it's very hilly and mountainous with water right close with lush green forests. It's just a beautiful island, Chris, where you're from. We love St. Lucia. That's right. Nameless saying, I don't know if Dennis is better than Fred, but maybe Dennis fits the style we're trying to play better. I can agree with that. I don't know if he's better than Fred. In some ways, you're exactly right. This is very fair what you're saying. In some ways, we could denigrate Fred because he's gone now. But in some ways, Fred is a certain caliber level of player above Fred. But in some ways, Nameless is exactly right. Dennis may fit what we need better and with our coach and our particular roster. It seemed like Fred stuck out like a sore thumb in some ways in recent years for the Raptors, as far as not totally vibing with what we're building with people like Scotty and OG. So I can get behind this. I think this is exactly right, Nameless. Cool Cat saying KD and Steph have taken on a mentor role to a lot of guys this year to start passing the torch to generations. Yeah, I think it's also selfish for KD. He wants to be around somebody he can learn something from. And I feel like he can learn something from Fred. Of course, Fred won a championship against him. And maybe there's a little bit of there still. It's like Fred can always say that to him. So in some ways, KD has to respect Fred because Fred can say, I beat you in the finals, bro. Yeah, I love that. Stargate saying it nameless. I used to live in both islands from years 2 to 6. That's pretty cool. So Stargate's from those islands. That's very awesome, Stargate. Getting to know you more. Nameless saying, great point, Cool Cat. On a sign of maturity, they're trying to compete a legacy. That's right. That is right. Stargate's mind is blown up about him being on St. Lucia. High five, high five, high five. Stargate saying St. Lucia is my favorite island in the Caribbean. That's very cool. I love that. Seymour saying Jamaica will always be my favorite Caribbean island. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't been to any of the Caribbean islands. I have good friends from a couple different ones. Trinidad's one of my favorites. Jamaica, hey, for their contributions, different things. Lots of great things have came from Jamaica. I don't know. There's some other countries that I bet you I have affinity for St. Lucia also. I'm trying to think. St. Vincent is another island that I have a lot of friends from and good people from that island also. So they're all great. I'm not going to pick any of them. I love all the islands in the Caribbean. Yeah, I do. Let's see. Name the saints. Share the love for the Caribbean. Aruba, baby. Aruba, Bahamas. Come on, pretty mamas. Key Largo, Montego. Ooh, I want to be there out in Kokomo. Y'all can keep talking about Jamaica. You know what's going to happen here. Yep. Blow it over at the rabbit. Yeah. Yeah, let's go. Sorry, doing some Black Sabbath. Smooth Brown Man saying it's really disappointing that Canada isn't playing for gold, but the chance to play for the first ever medal tomorrow is huge. Yeah, let's temper our expectations and just be happy to be here. In some ways, listen, when I heard who we were going to be in the pool with for FIBA World Cup, I was like, if we just make the Olympics, I'll be happy. So we're being greedy at this point. I didn't think we were going to make the Olympics. I really thought it was stacked against us. And especially with Dominican, how well they were doing earlier, I really wasn't thinking we would get to this point. So we really should be absolutely ecstatic and overjoyed of the success that Team Canada has had. Sure, yesterday would have been nice if we'd won and we were going for the gold, but honestly, we've reached above and beyond in some ways where I thought actually we would go. I really, really am happy we made the Olympics. That was numero uno that needed to be happening. Cowboy saying Jamaica was awesome. I missed 3 flights. Laugh out loud. I didn't want to come back, but Trinidad is awesome too. Okay, so Bradley was missing flights to leave Jamaica because he didn't want to leave. It's still lit, so I'm good. Yeah, that's funny. That is funny to me, Bradley. That's funny. He didn't want to leave. He kept missing flights. That's hilarious. Cool Cat saying Fred is a better dribbler, ball theft with those hands, and better 3-point shooter. Dennis is a better driver than Fred, and Fred is NBA champion. Let's be fair now. Yeah, yeah, I think that's all. Those are all proper distinctions going along with what Nameless said. I think I could get behind this. Fred's a better ball handler and maybe a better, stronger, like grabber with the ball. Like his strength is at stealing the ball is really good, and a better 3-point shooter. Dennis is known as being a streak shooter, and he isn't totally known for being totally accurate shooting. Now he can get hot and he'll hit big shots like at key times. Like he's a clutch shooter, like he won't shoot hardly at all the whole game. He may miss every shot he takes through the regular part of the game, but near the end of the game, Dennis is more likely to make his shots. He does have a clutch factor to him that is unsung that people don't talk about, and it's shown up in this with Team Germany. It's shown up in the last couple of weeks. So there's a distinction here. Now, Fred, in some ways, we could say is the opposite. He could hit a lot of shots, but he's also been clutch at different times too. They're similar in some ways in this way also, I would say. But I think overall Fred is the better 3-point shooter. But in some ways, I'll totally give you Dennis is the better driver. Yeah, I'll totally give you that, Cool Cat. That's exactly right. Because we've seen Fred go in there and go nowhere. And Dennis is really good at passing in the air. Like if he leaves his feet, I'm not afraid of him like turning the ball over. He's more likely to get the ball to a teammate than him turning the ball over. So that may be a huge difference between Fred and Dennis coming into this year for sure. Nameless saying Denver and Toronto chips are some of the realest chips in the modern era. I'd argue. Yes, because they didn't want us to get them. So that means we really did work for them. You know, in some ways, I would say some of the similar things with Milwaukee, but Milwaukee did get the help of the Scott Foster versus Chris Paul feud. So in some ways, that's a little. But yes, I agree with this. That Denver and Toronto chips are real chips, and they're honestly they don't want our teams to win. So why wouldn't you think these are real chips, you idiots out there? Holy crap! You think the NBA wanted Toronto to win? No. You think they wanted Denver to win? No. We went and took those championships, both these teams. I'm telling you, yeah. Kareem Thomas is saying, I love the hype Dennis has created for himself. He's proven Raptor Nation that he's just as good, if not better than Fred, without even playing one game. I need Schroeder in Staples or Subway commercial next. He's doing a lot of ads for his stuff. He has like a drink, he has socks, he has shirts, he has so much stuff he sells. And most of his stuff he sells in Germany and the US. You know, he is a big star around LA. They really do love him in Los Angeles. There was a fan in the Philippines that came up to Ellen Schroeder in that clip in the mall. And he said, oh, we love Dennis. We wish he was back in LA. Maybe he can go back to Los Angeles. He said that to Ellen Schroeder. And I was like, oh, I want to hear what she says here. And she said, well, we'll see, is what she said. She didn't say anything like that. I mean, she's not going to say anything. She's smart. She knows not to make a dumb thing happen by saying something stupid. But yeah, that Filipino fan was a Laker fan. He was like, Dennis needs to come back to the Lakers. And I'm like, shut up, dude. Just shut up. We haven't even got to let him play for the Raptors yet. Just take off, eh? That's what I say as a good Canadian. Take off, Philippines guy in the mall telling Ellen Schroeder that Dennis needs to go back to the Lakers. Take off, eh? Yeah, eh? Seymour saying we all Raptors freaks. Lex trading us to other teams. Listen, y'all will get the share in the glory of Toronto if we win, obviously, because we're all Raptors fans first. This is just a fun little exercise that Trevor J devised that he wanted to do. And honestly, I don't want to stop y'all from having fun on this channel. And I thought it was a good idea. So we're doing this. Seymour, you want to know your team? I'll tell you your team right now because you've got a team too. Let's say Seymour's wondering about what's going on. Let's see where we're trading Seymour Pape. Seymour Pape, you know what? Some of the choices have to do with your names, y'all. I'm going to tell you right now. Like, I really am a alliterative person. You know, I say Saturday Share the Love Club, Tuesday Trivia. I'm very much like that. So Seymour Pape, and I also know some things about you, Sheriff, from interacting with you for a couple years now. I'm pretty sure this is one of your teams, and you would not be upset to be drafted to be getting the team that has the number one draft pick from this past year. Our in some ways our brother team that I love myself as my second team in the West, the team with the purple-haired guy named Sohan and the coach named Popovich. That's right, Seymour Pape. Your team is San Antonio Spurs. And it's partly because your name is Seymour San Antonio. So you are getting the Spurs, my friend. So if you got traded to a team other than the Raptors in the league, would you be happy to have the Spurs? And I don't know what chance they have in the in-season tournament, but that's your team, Seymour. You're getting the Spurs for the in-season tournament. So there you go. There you go, Seymour. I hope you're happy. Please tell me if that is one of your favorite teams in the league. I'm pretty sure you said that once, that you are a Spurs fan also. If these don't line up exactly, please don't make me go change them. I just did it really kind of in some sort of weird logic, like I just said. Tom's lit near Portland, Fiercey Fire Phoenix, Seymour San Antonio Spurs. It makes sense, right? Doesn't it? All right, but you get the Spurs. You can't be that upset about it. I'd be very happy if I got the Spurs. Cowboy, good luck, Tom. Thumbs up to Tom. Bam, dap. Yeah, Seymour saying, Lex, we all feel like DeRozan right now. You said we were lifers. Well, there you go. You're on the Spurs. That's hilarious. I didn't even know he was going to say that. And I said what I said. So, yeah, Seymour, you got traded to the Spurs just like Pirtle and DeRozan just now. I'm giving you a dunk for getting traded, too, and for writing that. Just for that. That's hilarious. That's like that. Seymour, you're going to be happy you got the Spurs, right? Seriously, out of all the teams, that's your team. You got the Spurs out of everybody. There you go. Tom Duke saying, Portland is my second favorite team. That's perfect. There you go. See, I knew that about Tom. And that is why I did that. See, I've been collecting information on y'all and remembering it because I remember a lot. You obviously, for the way I do this channel, and I remember y'all just like I'm remembering stuff about the Raptors. And I did remember that. I was like, I should give Tom Portland. I knew that was why. It was like, that was part of it. There you go. Randolph Phillips is here. Beloved Raptor Freaks, most informative gang. Blessings, blessings, blessings. My heart goes out to the people in Morocco. Hit by this deadly earthquake. Lord rescue, send aid, and comfort everyone. Oh, please. Yes. 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 Any misery, war, natural disaster, suffering, famine, any of this stuff going on around the world, please alleviate it in any kind of way. People that can help in any kind of way, please help. And just like, can we get better outcomes with some of the weather stuff that's happening by being smarter with what we're doing to our climate? Can we please be smart enough to avoid conflict and stop violence against each other and be more evolved in culture and ways we communicate and interact and respect each other, even if we disagree? There's so many different ways we can improve in these areas. And Randolph Phillips, yes, this earthquake is tragic and sad. I hope they find many survivors alive, and the count is not that high. And oh my gosh, this is just awful and tragic. And this kind of stuff happens in different places all the time, and I hate hearing about this. MSJ saying these World Cup games were important for the Olympics. A bronze would be good though. Yeah, well, we're gonna skyrocket in our FIBA ranking, Chris. We're gonna be going from 15. I'm gonna predict we're gonna be in the top 5, and we will be like maybe in the top 3. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how we finish out and how the scores get weighed into our FIBA ranking and where we end up landing. It's going to be very interesting. Fiercey saying, yep, salsa lovers love the sun. So Phoenix is good for me. There you go. Fiercey is very accepting of her team. So far, we've got 2 for 2. Tom loves Portland and Fiercey loves Phoenix. So there you go. I'm doing pretty good. Y'all all have them. I'm telling you, everybody's a member. And everybody who supported the channel got teams first. Now, some people did not get teams. I'm going to tell you nameless. I'm sorry, my paisan. I don't have you with a team right now, even though you're one of our most frequent people. You are actually the leader of rooting on for the Raptors. I've decided that nameless, infamous, mischief, all those guys, all you guys are all in the Raptors group to cheering on with me and Trevor J also. So I'm sorry, Paisano, you are not going to get a team, just so you know ahead of time. I really did it for the people that are like our members and been tipping and doing all kinds of different stuff. And I know you're very supportive and you're here every day. And I did want to give you a team, but I really prioritize people that have been very supportive of this channel. And I can go look. It's kind of crazy at this point. I can actually see who's given what and like all this stuff. And I'm like, well, the people that have invested in the channel, I'm definitely going to put in the group and stuff like that. And I'm not calling you out for not doing it because you invest in this channel with your time, energy, and your funniness and stuff like that. But I had to make tough decisions. And you in particular had a spot, and I was like, I got to get Nameless in here. But I was like, damn, I really doesn't fit with everything, with everybody else and everything. But you specifically, I want you to know that I want you to be the leader of rooting for the Raptors in the in-season tournament. Because, like I said, I couldn't get a team to every single person in this way. And unfortunately, that's the way. But I'm going to tell everybody their teams as we go further and further. I'm telling you, yeah. Nameless is saying Nab didn't know she was going to do that. DeMar put her up to it, and he had no idea. That's that. DeMar didn't do it. She totally did it on her own. It was a love, a daughter for a father, and he was embarrassed by it, honestly. I could tell DeMar didn't like that she did it. And she'll never do it again. Trust me. It was a one-time thing, and it was just such a sweet spot of perfect sports karma in a way. That's why we said after that we're even, DeMar. I feel bad about trading you to San Antonio, but now your daughter has wrecked the Raptors season for a whole entire year. We're even now. And I just feel like that's what it is. DR is a very smart young lady, obviously, and she came there with some real guts. And she was very successful. And in some ways, I can't hate that. In some ways, I love her a lot, even though she wrecked our season last year in some ways. I actually really love her a lot. And in some ways, her attitude and the way she is kind of very, very like admirable in a way. I just have to say that. So let's see. Name was saying, I bet you deep down, Nab dislikes DeMar and his daughter more than any of us. No, he doesn't. You know, he turned the other cheek and he loves her. In fact, he probably hugged her and protected her when there were Raptors fans maybe like saying things nearby her when she was doing it. Yeah. He was more likely to do that. Yeah, it was an embarrassment to a degree, but you know what? Children are unpredictable. You never know what they might do sometimes. You really don't. Seymour's laughing. Isaac Campbell saying, I hope I don't get traded to Florida. You want to know your team, Isaac? You want to know your team, Isaac? All right, we'll do this today. Why not? Isaac, you know what? Actually, you are going to get to go somewhere where Clippers. I just said it. I'm sending you to Steve Ballmer. I said Campbell, Clippers. So Isaac Campbell, you get the Clippers. You get Kawhi and Norman. So you do get a former Raptors. So you're not going to Florida. You're going to California. Yeah, you get the Clippers, buddy. Steve Ballmer scouted you as being so benevolent. He came and saw this guy, Isaac. He sent me a championship Raptors flag and some cool stuff. He's like, damn, I gotta get this guy from the Raptors Nation. So he's stealing Isaac Campbell. That's right. Steve Ballmer's latest acquisition is the benevolent Isaac Campbell. That's right. Your team is the Clippers, man. Yeah, you get the Clippers, bro. Maybe I'll do some more reveals. If y'all want to know your team, if you're regular here, if you don't have a team, don't feel slighted, seriously, because there's only 29 teams, with the Raptors being for everybody. I don't want to slight anybody. It really is the regulars, the people that have been here for like 2 years, the people that, like I said, have invested. These guys are my mods. They've been doing a good job for me for a while. That's part of it too. Let's see. All right. Seymour's laughing. Tom Duke's got Beaver at the beach. Yeah, you guys send the beach. Seymour Pape saying, I feel bad for whoever gets Charlotte or Houston. Yeah, I mean, it really is just kind of, in some ways, it was a hierarchy of different things and like people this and this and this. And yeah, there are people that got those teams, but they still have chances and they're at least in it. Trevor J saying, I will be the super goat for giving prizes for contacts. There you go. Commissioner Trevor J is throwing us some wild cards. I'm telling you. Name was saying Dennis is going to abuse Jakob in pick and roll and backdoor lob situations. I hope so. I love that prediction. I think you're exactly right, Nameless. To Grease that Fred never could. You know, the synergy between Jakob and Fred is really, really good, but Dennis may be a little bit further out in getting to him, or I don't know. I want to see it first. Hopefully it's natural and it comes quickly. And that's the thing we got to find out. In some ways, they both speak German. We got to think about that also. We're going to have a little contingency of guys who speak French and guys that speak German over here. That always helps sometimes. So that could be interesting. Jakob speaks German also. So, and I'm sure they're familiar with each other. I don't know how friendly or how much they know each other, but there's similarities, obviously, living in countries that neighbor each other in Europe, and they did get signed on the same days too. So, Cool Cat saying, I wonder how Scotty will feel about the point guard role with Dennis on the team. Darko said Dennis is his right hand. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Scotty's going to have to still be an apprentice. Dude, you don't just become a starting point guard overnight. You don't just declare it and it happens. You have to earn it in good grace over time. These starting point guards all have to do that as backup point guards or as third guards, but you're already a starter. So in some ways, Scott, what you got to do is learn an apprenticeship underneath Dennis and other guys, and you'll get like half the game. You'll get to be the point guard. It's just in some modes, and he already does this, and he knows this. He switches his role from minute to minute in the Raptors games, whether he's playing center kind of stuff, or he does like point guard, or he does like in between. That's always changing in games for the Raptors. And he's flexible with this and he understands this. It's not Scott that's the problem here. It's going to be his fans and their stupid shit that they're going to say, including he shall not be named and his dumbass channel. So that's where the issues are going to come. It won't be from Scotty himself. He's very malleable, a team player, loves playing with very talented, good players, and he'll enjoy playing with Dennis. It's going to be his fans. They're going to say, why is Dennis the point guard? And being stupid idiots like that. It's what's going to happen. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Cowboys saying, I think so too. Nameless Bam. And G saying, Scotty is not ready to be a full-time point guard, in my opinion. Once again, G and I right on the same brave wavelength. Love Scotty. So saying this because I would not want him set up for failure, disappointment, and backlash. Dennis is very comfortable in that role. Patience. Yeah. Exactly. Echoing everything I would say right there. MSJ saying, how in the hell would Joel Embiid can be considered American? Sorry for yelling. I'm going to give you a dunk for that just because I love that you yelled about that through the chat. And rightfully so. I agree. I already went into this. Cool Cat saying, I think Miami head coach Eric Spoelstra should be head coach for Team USA. JJJ should have played the fourth, and Kessler should have played center for height. Yeah, maybe that's true. I could see that. Spoelstra and Kerr being together is really interesting. In fact, I think they're the two best coaches in the NBA to a degree until Darko proves he's better than them. But yeah, Spoelstra and Kerr are the top level coaches in the NBA. That's quite a brain trust for US. Very, very, very good coaches, honestly. I don't think you can go wrong with either one of them. I mean, you can criticize Steve Kerr. I won't get upset about that. I'm all right with that. Fiercely saying maybe Joel knows the Olympics is the only way he'll ever get a cup. Ooh, that's a burn and a half. Fiercely, a burn actually gets you 2 dunks. A burn is pretty good. That's a very good burn right there. Tom Duke saying, cut off coming soon. Yes, please. Cut off. Thank you, Monique. Coming soon. There it is. And I'm already over time, but I'm going a little slow today, I guess. I need to pick it up. Cool Cat saying Wiggins played for Nick Nurse's Team Canada, so he should be included in the Olympics. His death with a lot of personal issues this year. Yeah, he had issues, like personal issues away. Somebody died. I don't like that. Yeah, he was included in the group, so he should be within the parameters of the initial people that were intended for Team Canada for the Olympics. So I don't have any problem with Wiggins or Murray. It's just when people want to like dump 5 guys off to get 5 NBA guys. I don't like that. I don't like that right now. I don't want that. MSJ saying, G, I agree. And Scotty is seeing Dennis kicking it out there and must realize he has a lot to learn from Dennis. It will all work out. The Raps entire team has to be saying Dennis is it, our point guard. In some ways I could see that. Seriously. I don't know. Let's let this all work out naturally. We can observe from outside, and we actually don't know the hierarchy and politics of NBA locker rooms and how they actually do work this out. In fact, that's part of the thing we should say to the people that may be upset with things that happen with Scotty this season is we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. There could be all kinds of weird, crazy reasons why different people play and why different people are chosen to do this role. The one thing that I will say is, and this is the thing that made me so mad at Nick last year, is if we obviously see things are not working a certain way and you're not making adjustments in the right way to make those decisions because something's messed up, then yeah, we're gonna be upset and be critical. So Darko needs to be quick on his feet, and if something's not working in certain ways, he shouldn't stick with it just to try and beat it over the head to make sure it works at some point, because it may be already proving it doesn't work right away. And why would you just keep doing it over and over again like Nick Nurse did last year if it's not working? It's proven it's not work. Why do you do it every night when we get on the basketball court? Is what I was wondering about some things with Nick last year. Aggressive cutoff by Nameless. I like that. Isaac saying winning makes everything better. Scotty and Dennis on the floor together just sounds dangerous. We the North. Yeah, and just add, like, I was thinking about our roster. Sometimes when I have a trouble going to sleep, I'll just, like, one of the ways I do it, go to sleep, is like I'll review the roster, the current roster of the Raptors in my head. I'll just start thinking about it. And I'll kind of think about lineups. I'll do a little bit of like pre-thought about, like, they may ask me on the channel about who's going to start this year. I should really think about this situation. And when I was reviewing the current top 10 players on the Raptors, actually 12, I was like, this team is really nasty on the down low, and people aren't really understanding this. They really aren't. You got Scotty, you got OG, you got Pascal. Oh my God. Teams in this league would just die to have those three guys alone. Then you get a good center like Jakob. You got Gary Trent Jr. You got this Grady Dick guy who's showing up right now. You got Dennis Schroeder. You got, Precious. I just mentioned Precious now. Koloko, we're supposed to see something grow with him, obviously. We were really set up to be very nasty. And I'm whatever Darko's going to do is going to be very interesting with these guys. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, there's the Mug Brothers in effect. Cowboy and Chris. Bam. Yes, I love seeing that. I love seeing that. Smash that like button. Yes, Tom Duke's thumbs up. Seymour's thumbs up. Cool Cat saying Pascal's the least problematic player on the Raptors playing with Dennis. Scotty wants the point guard role, so that might be a bit awkward. Gary might be itchy about starting role. Yeah, those are more likely than Pascal being an issue. I agree with Cool Cat on that. Nameless is saying the Knicks are going to steal our proprietary list. Maybe that'll be the backlash. Like, they accused us of this, and it's like, okay, well, here's our stuff. Here, you can have that. G saying, laugh out loud. Nameless, Dolan is still trying to figure out how to trademark the pick and roll. Who is the Trump? Trump tried to trademark "you're fired." What an idiot! Isaac Campbell's Nameless to the Knicks. Cut off, more cut off. I love it. Cowboys saying, hang on. Yeah, you guys keep giving me the cutoff and everybody keeps talking. It's hilarious. Nobody's respecting it. Cowboys saying, cheers to all the Raptor freaks and Lex. Everyone have a blessed day. Safe. Let's go, Canada. Raptors for life. You go, Cowboy. You want to know your team, Cowboy? Let me go get Cowboy's team real quick. Wonder if he's still here. He probably is. Cowboy gets Cowboy. This is a really interesting one. I'm playing off of your real name, Cowboy, not your name, Bradley. So you get Brooklyn. I'm giving you the Brooklyn Nets on this one. Up and coming team, Mikal Bridges. Not necessarily one of our favorite teams, Bradley, but you're getting Brooklyn, Bradley. Yeah, Bradley, Brooklyn. Sorry, that's just how it worked out. But, they're kind of an up-and-comer. We'll have to see how they are. But that's your team, Bradley. And peace out. We love you, man. Let's see. Fiercely saying, my bad, Jovic. Yeah, Jovic, no problem. That's all good. Bogdan was being cocky and annoying in himself also. So he, with all of his motions on the court and the way he was carrying himself, he was really cocky in the game against Canada. Cool Cat saying every Serbian player can handle the ball, can shoot, pass, and defend. That's what Masai wants for Raptors ball. Tall, athletic, two-way players. Darko is also a great coach for that style. That's why he loves our roster so much. He came and he said, this fantastic roster that Bobby and Masai have assembled. Yeah, because that's just what you just said right there. There you go. Cream saying, say what y'all want. Jordi Fernandez fumbled big time with rotations against Serbia. Zach Edey clearly was needed down in the post. It was a good run. Raptors may have dodged a bullet. Kareem coming with a very fresh take. And I don't disagree with this. I like this. He's speaking up for Darko, first of all. A little critical of Jordy. The Zach Edey stuff was very nice at the end of the game, but it was garbage time, and the pressure in the game wasn't the same. So we can't totally say he may have been the key to success in the middle of the game to help with 33. But you might be right. He could have been very helpful in some ways matching up with the size. And I'll take that criticism and honor it. Kareem Thomas. I don't think that's bad. And yeah, I like your take. I like it. Fiercely saying Haiti's my favorite. That's right, Haiti. She has connections with Haiti. I remember. Seymour saying puff puff pass. I got Maple Kush rolled up. Yeah. Coquette saying Lex, you cracked me up. So hilarious. Yeah. Well, all right, let's do it again. Why not? I'm overtime. It's 2:08. I'll go a half hour over. I'll be done soon. I can't do smoke rings. Yeah. That's nice. That's nice. Gene Guy. Once again, Gene Guy. That's what I'm smoking right there. Yeah, let's see. Stargate saying I was actually born in Barbados, but due to my dad's job, we used to move around to different islands for his job. I grew up in mostly Antigua, but spent a little time in both St. Lucia and St. Croix. Wow, you see, you've been all over your island hopping there, Stargate. This is awesome. No, honestly, this doesn't surprise me. The city of Toronto has a very rich cultural mosaic of people from varied islands. And it's not, everybody's got different cultures from the different ones. And I just love that this part of our mosaic here in our Rabbit Freak family also. I've worked with such awesome people from the islands at the Air Canada Center when I worked there making Mr. Sub for 5 years during the Vince Carter years. In particular, my friend Ron from St. Vincent. Sheldon and his family. Sheldon has Jamaican roots. It's Miss Sadie Campbell. If y'all know Miss Sadie up on the third floor at Scotiabank Arena, she runs a pizza stand, 315 or something like that. She's like my work mom from when I worked at the Air Canada Center, always looking out for Alexi and stuff like that. Oh, I used to love working with Miss Sadie, and I know Monique knows Miss Sadie very well. And yeah, these. I'm telling you, there's great island people from working at the Air Canada Center and being around, and just the people of Toronto, working in Kensington Market. I know all kinds of Jamaican people in Kensington Market. It's awesome, so awesome. All right, let's keep going. All right, David Saborin's here, trivia champion. David Saborin. Fred shoots less than 40% from the field and has to be a bottom 5 in the league for clutch factor. Have fun in Houston. Wink. Yeah, David, I love that. I love that biting cut of David. He's exactly right. What is this exercise? Where am I going? All right, David, you want to know your team? Well, you know your team already. It is so ironic and fun. You know who I'm going to give you, man. Who do you think I'm going to give you? so you can have fun following them and seeing their failure. And in some ways, yeah, I'm sorry. You get your namesake for your WNBA team, of course. You get Embiid's team, Mr. Nick Nurse. You are Philadelphia, David Saborin. You get Philadelphia. Yes, you do. You get Embiid. You get Embiid. I had to do it. It's just perfect. I looked at your WNBA team and it made me say, okay, he's Philadelphia. He's the Philadelphia Floppers. So yeah, David, you did get Philly. Yep. Seymour got San Antonio. Yeah, you like that Seymour San Antonio Spurs. That's right. David, you were being traded to the 905. I'm sorry. Isaac Campbell. Isaac Campbell's so good. That's good. That's awesome there. And Seymour saying, I'm all in with it, Lex. See, I knew Seymour was a Spurs fan. He gets the Spurs. David, you got the Sixers. That's right, David. All right, let's see. Monique W. Stream, Lex. Keep at it always. Informative stream once again. Enjoy the call tomorrow. Laugh out loud. I hope you watch me later, Mo. I hope you do. Monique, you want your team? You got a team, Mo, too. Yeah, I picked you a team, too. Mo, I'm going to tell you your team right now. Monique's team she gets the current champions. You are getting the Denver Nuggets, Monique, because you are the community champion. You get the Denver Nuggets for the in-season tournament. So the in-season tournament is won by Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and the Denver Nuggets. Monique Lawrence is getting Trevor Jay's in-season challenge championship. So there you go. Mo's got the champs. That's right. World champion Raptors, but she's getting the champs of this year for the NBA because she's a community champion. That's right. There you go. She got Denver, baby. That's right. Stargate saying, I bet you that Filipino Laker fan's family who lives in Toronto called him immediately and gave him shit for that comment. Oh, that's so good, Stargate. That's so good. That is hilarious to me right there. All right, where's Stargate? I know he's on here. Where is he? He's on here. I got to give him a dunk for that. That was so good right there. There he is. There he is right there. That's so good, Stargate. I love that comment. That's so good. Isaac Campbell's giving me like the 6 cutoff. This is a record. So many cutoffs. It's amazing. David Saborn said, no fucking way. I'm going to the 905. I ain't trash. No, you're not going to the 905. You're going to Philly. You're going to go with Nick. Yes, you're with Nick and Mo Bamba. Yeah, and Harden dumpster fire. Yeah, there you go. Geo7 Mads here. NBA players are groomed to become individual entertainers to get the bag. The world plays as a team to win it all in the world stage. Pride is at stake. The U.S. got none of that. They took it for granted. Bam! Wow. Another really good truth bomb, biting, very good, honest stuff right here. This is exactly right. And we're getting the evidence as from yesterday. Yesterday just proved exactly what Geo7 Matt is saying right here. Exactly right. David's saying, you're fired, Isaac. Beat it. Oh, David, how's that WNBA fantasy matchup going up? It's crazy in there. Meredith and David are in the finals of our WNBA fantasy league right now, and it is intense. I'm not gonna lie. Cool Cat saying, Lex, I hope you're not shipping me out from the Raptors. Well, Cool Cat, you want your team? Because you do get a team also. And once again, this is alliterative. This is a alliterative exercise. You are getting the Cleveland Cavaliers, Cool Cat. So your team officially in the in-season tournament game is the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's not that you're shipping out. You guys are all rooting for the Raptors, obviously, also. This is just a fun little exercise proposed by Trevor J., and I organized it. And, you just have a rooting interest in the Cavs possibly winning the in-season tournament to get Trevor J's prize. That's all. That's all it is. It's just for fun. But yeah, Cool Cat, you're getting the Cavs. You got the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's very much because of alliterative reasons. Yeah. Isaac Sam, David, I will sign you to the Clippers with all my former Raptors. There you go. Isaac Campbell's art. This Trevor J challenge has already made this a little bit of an in-crowd kind of fun channel, but also at the same time, as far as like people may watch this and be like, what the hell are they talking about? But I will do this a little bit from time to time. But Isaac's making jokes about this are very good. So I gave him 2 dunks because now he's associating himself with the Clippers and he's acting like them, which is kind of funny to me. I think that's funny. Seymour saying, I was going to give up on ball, but when you give me my Wembanyama, I might stick around 4 more years. Pop, there you go. Seymour's on it too. All right, so Seymour's all about this. You're going to dunk for that too. Isaac Campbell's saying, Bradley is going to Dallas. Bradley's going to Dallas. Stargate is giving me the 7th cutoff at this point. Cowboys saying, I was thinking that, Isaac. And he's like, David's saying there's a homicide in Philly. All right, David, you're being really weird today. I feel like I need to give you a dunk just because you're scaring me. Let's see. David's also saying, I'm demanding a trade to the Clippers. Get me out of here. There you go. You see, he's in Philly. He's like, he wants to go. They're trying to make this work out. Kareem Thomas saying, can I take the number 45 bus to Boston? All right, Kareem, you want your team? Kareem Thomas. Well, Kareem... All right, this is interesting. Kareem, I actually picked off your last name because of the things, and you're actually getting Minnesota. You got the Timberwolves, Kareem. Kareem Thomas is getting the Minnesota Timberwolves as his in-season tournament team. You got the Timberwolves. I hope you can be kind of happy with that. I don't know. It wasn't exactly the best fit, but I was like trying to figure it out. It was between that team and the other team that is associated with Minnesota. But I decided to give you the Minnesota team. So you're getting Gobert, Cat, Anthony Edwards, the Minnesota Timberwolves in the in-season tournament. So who knows? They could be a contender. We'll see. Mo loves it. She's cool with having Denver. That's awesome. All right. You got the Denver Nuggets. Trevor J saying this competition is going to be fun for the in-season tournament. Yeah, good job, Commissioner J, for sure. Cool Cat saying, no fucking way. Enemy camp, Cavs. Yeah, she's not happy about it. She's not happy about it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Cool Cat. I was thinking about, I was trying to figure it out. I wanted to give you a C team, and I was like, but somebody's going to have to take the Cavs. In some ways, I'm giving the people that I really, really love a lot on this channel the teams that we hate. Honestly, like Bradley taking Brooklyn was hard for me to assign also. And then David, well, David's was easy, but it made sense. But in some ways, it's the same kind of thing, Cool Cat. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Where did you dump your Peter? What? Dump your Peter? I don't know. I didn't pick your brother. Your brother's with you as a package. So I don't have a team for Peter Saborn. He's not active in the chat. So yeah. Cool Cat, give me a beachy team. I'm originally from Caribbean. I originally had you, I think, for one of the teams kind of like that, but I really do have them set at this point. Like, and they do kind of have meaning behind them. And I don't want to screw around with it at this point because it is kind of like something that, like, yeah, I'm sorry, Cool Cat. You're just gonna have to beat Cleveland. David's laughing. Isaac saying, "A David homicide. Did your Embiid intentionally flop on top of our precious Danny Green?" This is why they re-signed Danny Green to come back to Philadelphia. They want Embiid to finish the job. It's like Yagapurto came to the Toronto press conference this summer. He said, "I came back to Toronto because there's unfinished business." Well, Danny Green's coming back, and Joel's saying there's unfinished business. I really need to make sure he retires this time. So I'm going to make sure I fall on him right this time or something like that. Yeah, I'm sorry, Cool Cat. I'm sorry. You get Jared Allen. He's cool. I like Jared Allen. I won't talk about the other guys. I'm sorry. Somebody had to take these teams. Unfortunately, I have such a love and respect for you. And somebody you can kind of, I don't know, don't root for them then. If you win that trophy, we'll all be mad, even including you. All right? How about that? All right. I really do need to wrap up things. I don't know if anybody else that's here right now wants to know their team right this second, right in there, right now, within the next minute, I will tell you your team. If you're absolutely curious, if you're here right now, I will tell you your team right now. Because otherwise, I'm not going to talk about it anymore today, and I'll wrap up the stream. But I want to give people the opportunity if they want to know. Fiercey knows she's W stream. All right, she knows her team, and most of y'all in the chat right now know. You know who got the magic again? I got to see who got the magic. Well, I gave the magic to Evelyn. I gave the magic to Evelyn because she was wearing the Tracy McGrady jersey when I first met her, and that made me associate McGrady with Magic. And then, yeah, that's why. Trevor Jason, I need my dunks proposed in this competition. Yeah, see, Bradley's probably not too thrilled with having Brooklyn either. I'm sure. David's like, if I'm in Philly, you're in Cleveland. Seymour, I don't know if you're the dunk champion right now. Isaac and Kareem are very much challenging you right now. Very much challenge you up at the top. Let's see. Who was I going to give a dunk to? Oh, yeah, I'm going to give a dunk to David. David's hilarious right there. That's funny. All right, y'all. I'm gonna sign off. All right, thanks for watching me. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys at 4:30 in the morning on Sunday. If you're a real one, you want to get up and watch the bronze medal game with me against the USA, I will be up then. Yeah. Cool Cat saying Miami with the Groat, Lakers, Warriors, Denver's, Mountains, Minnesota. You want to know who has these teams? Peter's here. I was hoping for a team, but go Flowers. I'm sorry, Peter. I'm sorry. See, this is crazy. You all see there's the second Saborin is around, but he just jumps in. He's a vicarious watcher. He's a huge fan. He comes to the meet and greets. I did really consider having you have a team, Peter. And I did. I seriously did. I was like in the beginning, I had you on a list of people because I put everybody from the meet and greets on the list. And I put most of those people have teams that have shown up for the meet and greets. But then I was like, well, Peter kind of is like with David. Maybe they can share the team together. I'm sorry. Maybe that wasn't the right thing to do. I know as a brother, growing up with a little brother, that it was kind of like, hey, I don't want to share this with my brother. I apologize for that, Peter. I next time I will more strongly consider you. But once again, I said there's only 30 teams. I'll name them right now. Y'all want to know them? I'll just do them real quick. I figure we should have 3 devices connected. We should not have 3 devices connected or something. Yeah, I get it, Peter. Man, I feel bad now. I knew this was gonna be tough. Yeah, they're brothers. They come to the meet and greets. They came to both the meet and greets both years. They're awesome. Peter's a really cool guy. He went to the game with us and Tom Duke also. Yeah. I'm sorry, Peter. I know your brother's always the one in the chat. Yeah. All right. Y'all want to know the teams real quick? Yeah. Let's see. All right. I'll go through the teams real quick. Neil Blackhawk is Atlanta because of Hawk, obviously. So Neil, you were getting the Atlanta Hawks in this challenge. I've given Michael Borland, who is a supporter of this channel, Boston Celtics. He actually gets the Celtics. Borland, Boston. Cowboy is Brooklyn. Bradley gets Brooklyn. Charlotte is to Cece. Cece is someone who's supported this channel with contributions and giving me super chats. So Cece is getting the Charlotte Hornets, y'all. Sue, play it again. Sue gets Chicago. So I'm giving Sue DeMar DeRozan and the Chicago Bulls. Cool Cat gets Cleveland, unfortunately. I am sorry. Canadian Dana gets Dallas. Canadian Dana gets Dallas. Monique gets Denver. The champions get Denver. Gerald Mayhew, Naco the Nacho, because he drove to Detroit and went to the Detroit game, he's going to get the Pistons because Gerald went to across the border to support the Raptors over there. He's getting the Pistons. G, our good friend G, trivia champion G, is getting the Golden State Warriors because of G. G, Golden State. He's a champion. He can be with the Warriors. So G's got the Warriors in this thing. Our friend Raymond Jacob, who has come to both of our meet and greets and has the Vince Carter bobblehead currently, is a big fan of the Houston Rockets. I know that about him. So he is going to get Freddie and Ime Udoka in the Houston Rockets. So that's Raymond Jacobs' team. Indiana, the Pacers. A Pacer is a race car. Race mode daily. Edmund is getting the Indiana Pacers in this challenge. Isaac Campbell is the Clippers, as we've said already. Kenrick, Chronic Art James. His last name is James. He gets LeBron James and the Lakers. And it's partly because also Kenrick has done free art for my channel, y'all. So as a payback for Kenrick, who's been so benevolent and awesome drawing Raptor Freak art for this channel, I'm giving him the Lakers because it's very much nice and stuff like that. So here we go. Next one. Memphis Grizzlies are MSJ. We're going to give Chris the Memphis Grizzlies for because of the M part, and also because in some ways I feel like Chris would be okay with having the Grizzlies as a team for rooting for. Current WNBA fantasy finalist with David Saborin, MK, is getting the Miami Heat. And that's because MK has been super supportive of this channel. And for doing excellence in the challenges, you do get some preference. So MK is getting the Heat. Let's see. Paul B, because he lives in Milwaukee, or not in Milwaukee, in Wisconsin, he gets the Milwaukee Bucks. So Paul B, who's done video work for this channel, is getting the Bucks. Kareem Thomas gets the Timberwolves. I am a fun guy is getting the New Orleans Pelicans because fun guys like having fun in New Orleans. So fun guy gets the New Orleans Pelicans just because his name is I'm a fun guy. I'm giving the New York Knicks to the NBA Quick Takes channel. NBA Quick Takes has been a fantastic supporter of this channel and been here a lot recently. So NBA Quick Takes, your team is New York. You get the New York Knicks in this Trevor J challenge. Let's see. Oklahoma City Thunder is going to go to Wayne Strainer. It's partly because of the ER at the end. And I figured Wayne Strainer, you get the Thunder. So that's your team. Orlando Magic, Evelyn, as I said before, Granny Swag gets the Orlando Magic. David is the Philadelphia 76ers. Phoenix Suns go to Fiercey Salsera. Portland Trailblazers, Tom Duke. I'm giving Country Kong, Scotty Barnes, Twitch Family 2022, a regular on this channel, the Sacramento Kings, because of the alliteration of Country Kong Kings. Seymour Pape is the San Antonio Spurs. As I said, everybody is the Toronto Raptors, including myself, Trevor J, Nameless, Mischief, Infamous, everybody. Stillman 65 is going to be the Utah Jazz. And our great, benevolent, amazing blessings giver, Mr. Randolph Phillips, is getting the Washington Wizards, y'all. So there you go. There you go. I went through the whole list and gave you everybody's single team. Hopefully y'all watch this and you see why. I mean, I've given teams to very regular people. And like I said, people have contributed in different ways to the channel. And that's why I did it the way I did it. So hopefully, I'm sorry, Peter. And I'm sorry anybody else. I don't want anybody to feel slighted. You all are very, very amazing and important to this channel. And we love your contributions. It's just, in some ways, I got to give back to some of the people who have been given so much to this channel already. So, yeah, there you go. David's saying, you want pizza for lunch? We can just start tomorrow's stream now, giving an honorary spot to Iceman like Irvin. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow, 4:30 a.m. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I appreciate everybody. Go Raptors, go Team Canada, go Darko, go Jordy, go SGA, and let's beat USA tomorrow. Let's make a statement and beat them. And thank you, Nab Bhatia, for being such a great super fan for the Raptors. And much blessings and all good things to him, all kinds of Raptors fans, and everybody all around. Now we have the Trevor J challenges out there. Yeah, Country Con got a good team. Yeah, Country Con got the Kings. That's right. All right, y'all. Have a great day. Stargate, you were on that list too to be possibly included also. You were definitely on that short list too. But yeah, I just couldn't fit everybody in. All right, y'all. Have a great day. Let's go Raptors.